I'm Jennifer Kuiper. An Iraqi national has been charged in New York with coordinating at least 20 terror attacks aimed at stopping the war in Iran. CBS's Jake Rosen with more.
Allegedly on April 3rd, we should point out, he was introduced over the phone to an FBI source who was working undercover, and al-Saadi texted the agent a photograph and a precise map of this prominent synagogue in New York. There were also 2 other maps of Jewish institutions that were shared, and they agreed on a price with an initial payment of $3,000 cash to start to work through the logistics of planning out this attack.
A reported explosion and fire at a lumber mill in Searsmont, Maine prompts a huge emergency response, leaving at least 11 people injured and some fire trucks destroyed by flames. WABI TV's Brian Sullivan at the scene.
We did hear a few explosions while we were here on scene, what I would assume would have been oil tanks, propane tanks, things of that nature as flames got to them, but that's still just speculation. And we continue to see fire crews coming to and from the scene as they deal with this ongoing situation.
Smoke could be seen for miles through the region, about 20 miles south of Bangor. A county clerk convicted over an election conspiracy security breach is getting out of prison. CBS's Heather Bosch says Democratic Colorado Governor Jared Polis is commuting the sentence of former Mesa County Clerk Tina Peters.
Peters, who echoed President Trump's baseless claims about widespread fraud in the 2020 election, was sentenced to 9 years for her role in breaching the county's election computer system. Peters' conviction was upheld, but a judge threw out her 9-year sentence, saying it didn't take into account her freedom of speech. She'll be freed June 1st.
President Trump touted trade deals with China's president before he headed back to the U.S. after their 2-day summit.
A lot of great trade deals, including over 200 planes from Boeing with a promise of 750 planes, which will be by far the largest order ever.
Boeing now confirms that China has committed to purchasing the initial 200 aircraft. Negotiations in Washington between Israel and Lebanon are ongoing. CBS's Olivia Gazis explains.
The State Department spokesperson said Friday that a third round of ambassador-level talks between Israel and Lebanon this week were highly productive, with both sides agreeing to extend a fragile ceasefire another 45 days. The State Department plans to resume diplomatic talks in early June, while a separate Pentagon-led security track involving military delegations from both countries will begin later this month.
Stock markets worldwide dropped from records as worries about oil prices rattled the bond market. This is CBS News.
Join Adriana Diaz and Kelly O'Grady for the perfect start to your weekend. Ease into your Saturday with CBS Saturday Morning on CBS and streaming on Paramount+.
Coming up, an escaped inmate caught at a public transit station. The latest after Nate Connors at the traffic desk.
Thanks, Aaron. It is a busy commute out there. This one brought to you by Subaru of Puyallup. Let's update you with our Tacoma to Olympia commute, which has been struggling all day. Hour, 10 minutes right now. 20-minute delay. You're slow through the length of South Tacoma. 4-mile bumper-to-bumper backup through JBLM, and more scattered slowing between Lacey and Olympia. Coming the other way, Olympia to Tacoma is at 50 minutes. You've got scattered slowing from Lacey through Nisqually, and then pretty solid between JBLM and Tacoma now. Renton to Puyallup on the Valley Freeway, 45 minutes. Scattered backups between Renton and Kent, and we're really heavy from 18 into Puyallup. Northbound 167 approaching South 277th. A collision has been moved to your left shoulder, but you're still slow from State Route 18. It's about 15 minutes from Auburn into Renton. North 405, we're heavy from South Center up to the VMAC. South Center to Bellevue up to a half-hour drive. Southbound 167 in Renton at the ramp to southbound 405. A crash is fully blocking that ramp right now. We have a tow on scene, so this should be cleared soon. Seattle to Federal Way, 45 minutes, 35 minutes through northbound I-5 in downtown Seattle, and we're down to a half-hour trip from Linwood into downtown Seattle. With the high gas prices, now is the time to buy a hybrid or all-electric at Subaru of Puyallup. Great selection and pricing are at your stress-free dealership, SubaruofPuyallup.com. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
KIRO News Radio, 97.3 FM, Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good afternoon. I'm Aaron Granillo. A 25-year-old inmate who escaped from the Monroe Correctional Complex is back behind bars. KIRO News Radio's James Lynch has the latest.
The Washington Department of Corrections says the escapee, Samuel Evans Kimball, escaped around 11 last night. After receiving multiple tips from the public, Kimball was apprehended shortly after noon at the Linwood Transit Station without incident. DOT Communications Director Chris Wright.
Now that he's been apprehended, we'll move in to perform what's called a critical incident review and look into how exactly he was able to get out of the facility.
Kimball is now in the Snohomish County Jail facing a new escape charge and more time behind bars. In Monroe, James Lynch, KIRO News Radio.
An Auburn police officer is in the Pierce County Jail this morning, arrested on a felony charge involving a minor. The Pierce County Sheriff's Office says its Internet Crimes Against Children unit identified the officer on Wednesday. Deputy Carly Capetto.
Any sort of predator type of behavior, we will find you and we will make those arrests. We want our children to be safe. And if we have to arrest our own, then that's where we're at.
Auburn's police chief called the allegations deeply troubling. The 42-year-old officer has not yet been formally charged. He's due to face a judge on Monday. The man randomly attacked with a hammer in downtown Seattle is now awake after being unconscious in the hospital for more than a week. Seattle police say 34-year-old George Miller was hit more than a dozen times with a hammer.
KIRO 7 first spoke with his mother on Tuesday. Yesterday, she tells us that he woke up in pain but can't eat or drink and has memory issues as well as hearing loss. On top of that, he's still on a feeding tube. But, of course, his mom tells us that she is just happy her son is alive. Wilson's attacker has not been caught. Anyone with information is asked to call Seattle police.
That's KIRO 7 TV's Dee Sun reporting. And a man from Jamaica is sentenced for a lottery scam that cost a Southwest Washington retiree more than $600,000. Prosecutors say 34-year-old Richard Andrew Carty spent years convincing the 73-year-old victim that she'd won a multi-million-dollar Publishers Clearinghouse prize and collected payments for supposed taxes and fees. Carty was extradited from Jamaica last year. He'll spend 3 years in prison. Now to your forecast. Looking at cloudy skies this afternoon, some showers for tomorrow, and a chance for some isolated thunderstorms drying out for Sunday. Right now, 52 degrees in downtown Seattle. I'm Aaron Granillo, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news, serving Western Washington and the world with a KIRO News Radio app. Always streaming live on your smart speakers. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
Problem with the show already? Hey, start again. You need an attitude adjustment. Or as they used to say back in Philly, an attitude. You need an attitude adjustment. Oh, yeah. That's what you know. You get a bad attitude. Once you start running, and I'll tell you when you can stop, when you adjust the attitude. It's Coach Jim Bowes right there for you. Hey, we started the show already.
Hey.
Have
we? I can't tell. Normally
I can't look at myself. Diving in. Muckleshoot Casino Resort text line, I believe it is still functioning, even for our show. Constructive criticism, send it to Joe. 1-888-973-5476.
Let me see. Let me check YouTube.
Dude, that's on. We're all down over here.
Oh, yeah, we're good. We're live. We can go now.
Good. It takes about 3 minutes for you to fill your tank. That's a completely empty tank. As you're watching the numbers go by, I want you to realize where some of that money is going. You're paying a guy by the name Gruen $142,742. You're paying another guy, Mr. Martin's making $129,186. That's a printing press of money. They run this organization called Front and Center. Front and Center got $2.5 million of your money back in 2023. Front and Center is a place where NGOs, that's non-governmental organizations, they go to Front and Center and they say, hey, we'd like to get a grant. We want to get some money. We want to try to do this or do that for the environment. Can you help us? And then Front and Center says, yeah, okay, we'll help you get some money. So here's an example of one of them. It's called Mother Africa. It's in South King County. It's there in Kent. And I looked up their 990 tax return. And in 2020, they had revenues of $1.6 million. Okay. 4 years later, revenue of $3 million. executive director there, makes about $156,000. Okay. So they go to Front and Center and they say, we want to do something. We want to try to improve the air quality. So they asked for our $300,000 of your money, and they were able to get $262,000. Mother Africa was. They spent it on community outreach, bus passes, bicycles, and portable air cleaners. $262,000. You probably have about a minute 30 left as you're filling your gas tank. All right, so that's what Front and Center does. They have the NGOs that come to them, and then they try to get them money. So let's see. Did Mother Africa there in Kent, did it improve the air quality? Who knows? We do know that Front and Center was able to direct some of your gas money over to them to overburdened communities in Washington, emphasizing racial equity and redistribution of environmental benefits. You can read all about Front and Center and their principles in an eye-popping and a pant-pooping piece by Shipwreck Crew, Substack. I'll try to get that, Joe, so people can read it, so they can take a good look at it. There's a map that shows all the organizations that want to thank you for filling your tank with billions and billions of dollars. Now, it doesn't seem like anyone in Olympia is responding to any of these alarms, which reminds me of the most famous bank robber in history in France. His name was Albert Spaggiari. And in 1976, Albert got himself a safety deposit box at the largest bank in Nice, France, and he put an alarm clock in there. He wound it up, and he put the alarm clock in the safety deposit box, and he set the alarm. It was a bit of a test. You see, the alarm was going to go off, and he wanted to see if anybody would respond to, did anybody look up? Anybody seem concerned about any of it? Well, apparently no one did anything. So Albert then realized, this is going to be an easy job. He and a bunch of guys got together on the 13th to the 16th of July, and they began by going underneath a manhole cover, and they started digging and digging and digging till finally they got right underneath the vault. They had to make sure they were right under it, and then they started chipping away, and they were able to get into the vault itself from the bottom, from the sewer. They got in there, and the first thing they did is they welded the door of the vault shut from the inside. They drank good wine, they ate lots of cheese, and then they stole about 60 million francs, which would be about 130 million francs today. And then they left. Never got caught. But then Albert did when somebody snitched on him. He was standing before the judge, about to be sentenced, and he slowly made his way over to the window. And then he jumped out the window, because that's what you do when you're in France. Why does France have an open window in a courtroom?
Good question.
Because it stinks. And they also don't have AC. He jumps out the window to a waiting motorcycle, and he's never seen again. This was the largest bank robbery in the history of France. Now, I am not accusing any one of these fine organizations in the state of Washington that are getting all of our tax dollars. I'm not accusing them of theft. But if a nonprofit is given hundreds of thousands of dollars and their executive directors are making $200,000 or $250,000 when you combine them and the co-directors, you'd want to know whether all of their efforts to clean the air in overburdened communities or whatever else they're doing is actually working. Alarm bells are going off at the vault in Olympia that has your money. Is anyone doing anything? Your gas tank should be filled by now. Your wallet should be a little lighter. And as far as the air quality is concerned, who knows? And more importantly, who cares? Who cares? I just, this CCA thing, and I looked up to see how much money Bill Gates and Steve Ballmer gave. It was $16 million of their own money, which is, when you take their total combined net worth, I think it works out to be 0.00004. I think somewhere in there, that's what 16 million is. For them, it was nothing. But to all of us that pay every single day to give money to to have money stolen from us by the CCA, the Climate Commitment Act. Then it's given to these organizations that then take it and do whatever they want with it. There's the map, by the way. Take a look at that. That's all the various NGOs that are receiving your money. And this piece that's there in the Shipwreck Crew, as he explains all of it, you can click on any one of them, and it'll show you what they got the money for, what they intend to do with the money. Doesn't really ever give you any information as to whether or not they're hitting metrics. Does anybody necessarily care as to whether they're hitting metrics? The important thing is it's going out to all of these various hardworking groups that seem to be extra special in their need. There's the map. Look at that, huh? Crazy. Yeah, I looked up another thing today. I mean, listen, if this doesn't bother you, or maybe it does, and you're tired of hearing about all the waste, fraud, and abuse. Again, not accusing those people of anything like that. I saw another one. You could go to the state of Washington and say, I'm going to set up a drug rehab program, and I'm going to give out methadone and these other things, and you can get licensed for it. And then the Medicaid or Medicare will pay you, and if that money doesn't come in from that group, then you'll get Apple Pay will pay. So then I looked up, in this particular case, to see these clinics that get set up. And 96% of them failed. The government doesn't follow up to see, okay, how many people have come in through the door? How often do you give them treatment? What type of treatment do you give them? How many of them are no longer addicted to drugs? Can you give us some of that information? And the paperwork is hard to find. So this is one of these things. This would be a great idea. And I would love to be able to do this, Joe, with you. You know a little something about drugs.
Sure.
We could set one of these things up. We could go through all the paperwork, and then this thing would just print cash. $6 million, $8 million. You could just have this thing just running through. Don't worry about the state coming by to check and see if you're doing anything. You just have this little thing set up. The drug-addicted individuals come in. You give them some drugs. They walk out the door. You bill the state or you bill the federal government. You bill Medicaid or Medicare, and the money just rolls in, and nobody bothers to check. Just come on in. Here we go. Come on in, everybody. Come on in. Don't worry about it. We're not going to be held accountable as to whether or not we're helping anybody. God forbid anybody look at that number. And how do you improve that number? Or set up a daycare. Do that if you want. Just any way you can think of some way to just rip off the taxpayers. It's remarkable that they make it so easy. You don't have to go through a manhole cover. You don't have to dig under the sewer. You don't have to make sure you're just above the vault and then bust through the vault floor and then go in there and weld the door shut. All you got to do is just set up a program, and you'll get some organization that'll help you get the money, and they can't wait for you to spend it.
There's also, if you're considering filing for a grant in under one of these umbrellas, there are programs that will do all that work for you. So just go with them, go to them with your idea, and they'll basically fill out all the paperwork for you. And
they also especially like if you're like underserved or some sort of DEI group, because then then you can kind of get in there where nobody wants to say, well, are they ripping people off? Then you're racist or you're whatever. Trans or homophobe, or they throw something at you, and you're like, okay, I won't say anything, please, don't call me names. And this is part of the underlying problem of a low trust society, which we are heading there if we're not there already. Because then you're like, what does it matter? Like the people in Olympia don't care that my money's being wasted, and just part of the deal. And then once it's the broken window theory, which is you see a broken window and then somebody is more likely to break the next window because nobody seems to care about any of it. And then you just cheat on a whole bunch of stuff because, they're cheating and nobody's checking. And this union is giving this money to this politician and this person's getting this and getting that. We're going to talk a little later on about the money that's going to be pouring in on the Washington State Supreme Court races. To think that, you give the guy $10 million, $15 million, whatever it's going to be. Normally, it's $200,000 or something for these judges to run, or even that at all.
4 years ago, there were, I think there were 3 open seats. 2 of them ran uncontested. The grand total of money raised for those elections was $25,000 combined.
Yeah.
This year, there's 5 open seats, 7 people running at least so far, and there's over $1 million in those races.
Right. And you think, okay, what's the $1 million for? It's not because you like the way the guy looks in robes. The million's there's a reason the money's in there. There's a reason. So you're going to be able to buy yourself some justice. I looked up, there was a piece, University of Washington, these guys that did, or not, University of Chicago. So Stanford Gordon, who's a professor at this School of Law in New York's NYU, and he effective government. And I find out if effective government at University of Chicago, is it biased at all? Is it nonpartisan? So they did a study on whether or not if the judge is elected or appointed. And what they have found is the best judges, they said this is the best way to do it. You get the money out of it, because that certainly seems a little suspicious. They said that you eliminate the judicial election, you substitute a bipartisan or nonpartisan nominating commission, which would then depoliticize and restore confidence in the state judiciary. That would seem pretty smart. But if you knew that some organization, you could get Steve Ballmer or Bill Gates to give $10 million or $20 million to get somebody elected, you're thinking, well, is that guy bought and sold? I mean, would you want to go before a judge that you knew that the insurance company, you're going to go see the judge is going to make a ruling on something. You know the insurance company gave that judge $2 million to have that. Do you think you're going to get a fair trial? I mean, they say, oh, yeah, but the judge recuses themselves. Really?
This is the problem.
This is the biggie.
In local, state, federal politics, the money in politics is reprehensible.
It is the mother's milk, as they say.
As
they say. Yeah. All right. There we go for all that. All right. You all right?
No. John is doing, what do you call those?
I don't know.
Wrist squeezes?
Just working on my grip.
You threw that in my face. You said, let's see you.
Let me tell you what happened. Because every 2 months I go to Longevity Medical Clinic. They do the blood draw and everything. And then they give you this thing to see how tight your grip is. Because this is the first sign that you're kind of losing it.
Yeah.
And every time I'm like, squeeze it. And I say, how does that compare to everybody else?
Did they tell you?
You're the strongest, Mr. Curley.
Thank you very much, Gene. That's all I needed to hear. All righty. Here comes Nate. Check and traffic, Nathan.
Tacoma to Olympia, back up to an hour 15. We're slow through the length of South Tacoma, 4-mile bumper-to-bumper grind through JBLM, and then more slowing between Lacey and Olympia. Over to Pacific, southbound 167 to 24th Street. We have a new collision taking up that left lane, adding to a hefty backup starting at State Route 18. And then northbound 167 approaching 277th. We still have this collision on your left shoulder. Really just some brief slowing at the scene now. Seattle to Federal Way, plan on 45 minutes. It's heavy from the Duwamish curve all the way down to about 260th now, heading into Federal Way. North 405, we're heavy from South Center to the VMAX. South Center to Bellevue is a half hour. It's also a half hour from Bellevue to Renton. Bellevue to Everett, 45 minutes. Seattle to Everett, 40 minutes. And once you get in there to Everett to Marysville, about another 20-minute trip. It's solid from 526 up to 529. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
KIRO News Radio, the first place you turn for the news you trust.
Renton police investigating a shooting that happened just after midnight.
Engaging conversation.
It's just indefensible. The mayor's communications team should be better.
Traffic.
A full closure now, southbound 509 at Alexander Avenue.
And your Super Bowl champion Seahawks.
Touchdown, Seahawks!
Streaming everywhere on the KIRO News Radio app. Always here, always with you. KIRO News Radio, 97.3 FM.
At T-Mobile Park, you've always got the best seat in the house. But for a truly elevated experience, you've got to be in a Mariner Suite. A suite is the perfect spot to get your game and celebration on. Birthday, promotion, engagement, company team building that actually team builds. No matter your event, we've got a suite you'll love. Group suites can fit 30 to 400 people for big-time bashes. And private suites offer just that, an upscale experience for more intimate gatherings. All Mariner Suites offer an incredible view of the ballpark, so you can't go wrong. Plus, you and your guests will enjoy premium catering, VIP parking, private Skybridge entry, and more. And season ticket members get 15% off. Reserve your suite today at mariners.com/suites.
Bases clearing, 3-run double by Josh Naylor. Holy smokes, the Mariners have the lead.
Mariners baseball. Trident's up.
Spring is a season homeowners start improving their homes. Hi, Justin Shirley, CEO of State Roofing and Exteriors. If your home needs roofing, siding, new windows, gutters, or decking, our team can take care of it all. For a limited time, save up to $3,000 on a new roof, siding, deck, or windows project. Planning multiple upgrades? Combine your projects and save even more. Or with 0 down, 0 payments, and 0 interest up to 24 months. You can start your project now and pay later. Call 866-ROOF-ROOF or visit stateroofing.com.
Hi, I'm Dr. Shelley Flace with today's tip for kids from the American Academy of Pediatrics. If you own firearms, it's your responsibility to make sure they're always stored safely. Hiding them in a closet or drawer is not enough. Kids know where they are. Research shows the risk of injury and death is lower if guns are stored unloaded and locked up, with the ammunition locked in a separate place. This is important when children are young, as well as when they grow into teenagers. For more, talk with your pediatrician or visit healthychildren.org.
Do you get sinus infections, congestion, sinus pressure and pain, sinus headaches? You've gone to the doctor. You visit urgent care over and over again. And it's always the same thing, right? Oh, I know. Let's try antibiotics and some nasal sprays. But they just keep coming back. You may suffer with chronic sinus infections. The good news? Relief is possible. How? A minimally invasive procedure called the Sinusoft procedure, available only at the Modern Nose Clinic. Imagine a procedure so delicate there are no narcotics. Less cutting means less bleeding, so no packing, and no operating room. The Sinusoft procedure is designed for the clinic. If you suffer with chronic sinus infections, facial pain, pressure, and congestion, find out if the Sinusoft procedure, available only at the Modern Nose Clinic, is the solution for you. Call and set an appointment today. 206-388-2770. 206-388-2770. That's 206-388-2770.
The possibility of lung cancer can be pretty scary, especially if you're one of approximately 8 million current or former smokers at high risk. That's why SaveByTheScan.org wants you to know that now there's a breakthrough low-dose CT scan that can detect lung cancer early, and it only takes 60 seconds. You stop smoking, now start screening. For an easy quiz to see if you're eligible, visit SaveByTheScan.org. It could save your life. SaveByTheScan.org is brought to you by the American Lung Association's Lung Force Initiative and the Ad Council.
This is Congresswoman Marilyn Strickland. Having trouble with the government agency? Tired of dealing with red tape? I'll help you get the benefits you've earned. My office is here to help you with Social Security, Medicare, the VA, passports, and more. We've recovered millions of dollars for taxpayers and stand ready to help you. Call me at 360-459-8514 or visit strickland.house.gov.
Paid for by official funds authorized by the House of Representatives.
The G and Ursula Show.
Howard Schultz has got this blistering Wall Street Journal opinion piece, and he says other companies are also reconsidering their future here.
Just a reminder who we're talking about here. Howard Schultz is the same person that sold the Sonics 18 years ago. We don't have the Sonics here today because of Howard. I need Howard Schultz to just worry about Florida. I'm just tired of hearing from him, period.
G and Ursula, weekdays 9 to noon on KIRO Newsradio.
Workdays can be unpredictable, but your workwear shouldn't be. With the Cintas Apparel Plus program, you'll have freshly laundered garments for everyone on your team delivered every week. Cintas has workwear for just about any job imaginable, with high-performance fabrics and an uncompromising fit that stretches and moves with you. Don't leave looking and feeling good to chance. Visit Cintas.com.
Oh, I'm ready!
And get ready for the workday.
The Camping World Ultimate RV Show is coming to Angel of the Winds RV Resort in Seattle. Parking and admission are free. Join us May 14th to the 17th to shop special show pricing on over 200 fully staged new and used RVs. Get an exclusive first look at new models. Check out the latest gear and accessories. Bring the family to enjoy our Kids Zone and enter to win a new RV. Don't miss the Ultimate RV Show in Seattle, May 14th to the 17th. We'll see you there.
You could sleep through the night without thinking twice. You could take a seat in the middle of the theater. You could drive without worry of where the next restroom is. You used to say yes, and somewhere along the way, you stopped. Not because of one big moment, because of 100 small ones. A little more urgency, one more trip to the bathroom at 2 a.m., one more mental note about where the restroom is. It happened slowly enough that it just became you. But it's not you. It's enlarged prostate, and there's a treatment called aquablation therapy, the only ultrasound-guided robotic-assisted therapy for enlarged prostate. Find an aquablation therapist near you. Call Aquablation Seattle at 206-666-2466. 206-666-2466. That's 206-666-2466. All surgical treatments carry risks, and results may vary. Side effects may include urinary symptoms, mild pain, ejaculatory dysfunction, or infection. In rare cases, complications to the urethra and rectum may occur. Aquablation therapy may not be right for everyone. Talk to your urologist to learn more. Visit aquablationseattle.com.
KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good afternoon. I'm Aaron Granillo. President Trump is aboard Air Force One at this hour on his way back to the U.S. after a 3-day visit to China. CBS's Wei Zhejiang reports the president is touting, in his words, fantastic trade deals.
Trump said China agreed to buy American oil, 200 Boeing jets, and soybeans.
The farmers are going to be very happy. They're going to be buying billions of dollars of soybeans.
And as for those Boeing jets, the company now confirms China is buying 200 jets. It is the company's largest single sale to China in nearly a decade. Reactions coming in after a U.S. Supreme Court ruling that keeps a key abortion drug available while the legal challenge moves forward. The decision allows mifepristone to continue being dispensed at pharmacies and by mail without an in-person doctor visits. Dr. Sarah Prager is an OBGYN professor at the University of Washington School of Medicine.
My first response was huge relief. This is going to be really positively impactful for women and pregnant people all over the country. And so grateful that we have this reprieve. In a dissent, Justice Samuel Alito called the order unreasoned. He says it undercuts the court's prior decision ending Roe v. Wade. That much-debated income tax on millionaires here in Washington is proving to be a key issue as the 2026 election season gets underway. Jerry Cornfield with the Washington State Standard expects opponents to get enough signatures to put it before voters.
But look for a big fight at the end of July. Once they get the signatures, I'm pretty confident it'll be certified. Then they fight over that one line that shows up on the ballot on the public investment disclosure, they call it. This is what will determine what many voters will probably make their decision on. It'll say what the fiscal impact is.
And if it qualifies, that repeal initiative will be on the November ballots. Starbucks announcing another round of corporate layoffs. Company says it is cutting 300 support roles across the country. Seattle Times reports the move is part of a broader effort to simplify operations and put more of a focus on performance inside stores. Positions in marketing, product development, and technology, they are all being cut. Now to the real-time traffic desk. Here's Nate Connors.
Thanks, Aaron. Let's start you with Tacoma to Olympia. It's been struggling all day, and we continue to struggle. An hour, 15 minutes. It's slow between State Route 16 and Lakewood there through South Tacoma. 4 to 5 mile back up through JBLM. More slowing between Lacey and Olympia. Now, Seattle to Tacoma, an hour, 10 minutes with a solid backup from the Duwamish Curve in Tukwila all the way to State Route 16, and it is bumper to bumper till you get past 516. Both directions of State Route 18 are packed between Federal Way and Auburn. Southbound 167 at 24th Street and Pacific, a collision still blocks your left lane. You're backed up bumper to bumper to State Route 18. So Renton to Puyallup right now, we're pushing 55 minutes, and that includes more slowing between Renton in through Kent. Bellevue to Renton is a half-hour trip on 405. 40 minutes North 5 through downtown Seattle with scattered backups starting at the Michigan Curve. And South 5 heavy coming out of Northgate to I-90. It's a half hour from Linwood into downtown. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
Thank you, Nate. Now to your forecast. We have cloudy skies tonight and again for tomorrow. Some showers in the morning. Chance for some thunderstorms in the afternoon, but Sunday is looking pretty good. We'll see partly cloudy skies in low 60s. Right now, 53 degrees in downtown Seattle. I'm Aaron Granillo, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
Home. Comfort Alliance. Home. Heating, cooling, plumbing, electric. Heating, cooling, plumbing, electric. Home. Comfort Alliance. Comfort Alliance. No, we can't do this. We can't be cheating on Buc-ee's.
It's true. We're also embarrassing Aaron.
Sorry, Aaron. All right, let's talk a little baseball. Alley. Mariners 22-23. Second in the AL West. Just under 500. Went to Houston. Ripped them up in Houston. Blowout on Tuesday, 10-2. They were exhausted in the next game. Lost that one. Come back. Padres tonight. Padres aren't bad. Remember, they were kind of stinky, and then this guy Pete Seidler in 2012 bought the Padres, and he said, I don't care how much it costs me. Yeah. I'm gonna spend as much money as I can to get the Padres to the World Series if it kills me. And it killed him. He died at the age of 63, I think 2023. And they're actually a good team now.
They are. Top 10 payroll. Just looked it up. They are number 9 in payroll at $212. Wow, $212 million. Yeah.
Didn't they just get bought again?
They're being sold. If it gets sold for $3 billion, it'll be a record for the amount of money spent on a Major League Baseball team. Yeah, well, look at us knowing all that stuff. Yeah. All right, so everybody wants to know what's wrong with Cal.
Yeah, he's been struggling, right? All season. He's obviously not right. So he went to the IL, my bad. 10-day IL. Who knows how long he's actually going to be out, though. He's been suffering this right oblique strain, and you can just tell kind of just by the eye test alone. He just looks late on the fastball.
Yeah.
And when you're a power hitter and you're late on the fastball, that's just a bad sign. So he's got, I think, 7 home runs now for the season, which, it's not bad, but it's not the torrid pace that he was on last season. And striking out a ton and just looking like he's just off.
But it's the mechanics of the body, right? You have, a tenth of a second or something?
Sure.
The oblique starts the beginning of the move as you load up on that side to turn that hip on that thing. If you feel the slightest bit of, like a little pinch or whatever it is, it just throws everything off.
You would think so. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, the man went 0 for 38 before he got a hit. That's pretty bad.
Yes.
And that's the biggest slump that he'll probably have in his career.
Sounds like my dating career
there you go.
in college, yeah.
Yeah. So he never really got it going. He showed some flashes there for a week or two, but he just never got it going. And so, you know what? He might be out for a month. You hope that he gets back, he gets right, and then post All-Star break, he gets cooking.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like, the team, they're built for the playoffs if they're healthy.
Yeah.
They have just been bitten so badly, though, by the injury bug all year. It's like you get one guy back, and then the other guy goes down.
Yeah.
Especially in the bullpen, it's been really banged up. You've had guys like Gabe Spire, Joe's boy. I know Ferrer was on paternity leave for a couple days there, and then you have Matt Brash.
Oh, wait, he's
hurt.
on it for a couple days, maternity leave?
Yeah.
How long did you take off? Just out of curiosity.
I think I took 2 months off. Yeah.
Hey, they offered it.
Why not take it?
Yeah, well, I'd take it.
Come on, John.
It's
bonding time.
Yeah.
Very convenient that my child was born also
and sleeps 14 hours a day.
I was going to say they were born right around the start of the Mariners season too. So it was very good timing.
You had to bond with your
Very
babies
good
and the
timing.
Mariners.
Yes.
Okay, all right,
Yes.
all right. I looked up to see if the fans have faded, right? Because so many bandwagon fans come in late summer, early September. Still, in April and May, 539,263 fans on in the seats. So that's good. People haven't given up on them.
No.
They're still there, still packing them in.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, the whole American League is like wide open right now. There may be 1 or 2 really good teams, and we're talking about like the Rays and the Yankees have the best record in the AL. I'm not sure how sustainable the Rays' way of playing baseball is, but they're doing it really doing it small ball type stuff, which is pretty cool to watch. Yankees obviously have the huge payroll, so they can just win with power and money.
Yeah.
But I mean, the Mariners on paper, if they're healthy, they are one of the best teams. I mean, Julio Rodriguez is having the best start of his career to date. Naylor's starting to heat up. I mean, top to bottom, there aren't many holes in the lineup.
Mm-hmm.
And actually, their run differential shows that they should be a lot better record-wise.
Yeah.
It's just these one-run games that they've seemed to falter because Munoz, their closer, who was so lights out last year, hasn't quite turned it all on either.
But we seem to have this conversation every May and early June, right? And then we were like, well, they're struggling with getting started. And then they seem to go in the dumps like in the middle of June. And then all of a sudden they start to come on. And then in July, your eyes are as big as pie plates. And then in August, you're dancing around like a pixie, you know, or like a guy that took 6 weeks off for maternity leave or something. So this is no one panicking. Still in second place in the AL West. So that's come on now. If we beat the Padres.
Yeah, and I mean
that's not a given anymore.
Like the Sacramento A's are in first place. Nobody truly thinks that the A's are better than the Mariners.
I said that to Joe and I looked it up. I said, "Well, who's in first place?" I was like, "The A's?"
Yeah, the homeless A's are in first place. Right. That makes no sense. But
do you remember, Aaron? What whereabouts in the year we were last year when you went into the Deep Depression?
That might have been 2 seasons ago. I felt pretty good last year.
Okay.
I think it was 2 seasons ago where it was midway through the season.
How many weeks did you take off for that?
I didn't take any time off.
Just push through?
No way, man.
Just push through.
No, only for the kids do I take time
family medical
off.
leave probably just could have made that happen.
Get it done with that one.
It is true.
By the way, speaking of the A's, do they still have that play-by-play announcer or they get rid of her?
I think she's still around.
Wow.
Jenny, I think is her name.
Dell?
What is it?
Is it Jenny Dell?
Is it Jenny Dell?
I'm not sure.
Oh, no.
Well, look, there's 2 of me.
What the?
Well, I like that image. That was good.
What is going on?
The Jenny Dell, isn't she the one like, and that's way out there, and that's goodbye. That's a home run.
6 runs.
Jenny Kavner.
And he is, boy, they're going to be happy, and he's coming around the bases.
Yeah.
And there he is. And that's another run.
Now, she's no Rick Riz. But who is?
They fired the guy who was in there for 23 years because before a pregame, he had gone to a museum and had then slipped up. He accidentally said the N-word, and then he got a call.
Yeah, wait.
Accidentally?
Yeah, what is it? How?
Because he was saying the American Baseball Negro Museum is what he said, slipped, said the N-word, and then I think they called him in the 3rd inning, and they wanted to apologize. He said, for what? And then they said, no, we want you the camera's going to come on you before, I think, the 7th inning or something, and you have to apologize directly into the camera. He said, there was no intent. It was a slip of the tongue earlier this afternoon, if you listen to what he had to say. And then he goes home, and then I think that night they fired him.
Wow.
So
I missed that story.
You didn't see that one?
I, for some reason, did not. No.
Yeah. So that's why you get that gal. Boy, and he really hit that ball. Yeah. There you go.
He's no Rye Curley either.
I tell you right now.
Yeah.
Rye Curley. You can listen to Rye do play-by-play on KSLY. KSLY. I think that's what it is. Ellensburg.
Ooh.
He's doing that on the, instead of, I know, Cozy, they couldn't pay him what he needed.
What, he doesn't work at Cozy anymore?
He does. He works at Cozy, but then when the football season's coming around for high school football, he's going to be at the Ellensburg radio station.
Nice.
Because when you got that kind of talent, highest bidder, wherever he's going to go.
Runs in the blood, man.
No exclusivity contract.
Right. No, nothing for that. All right, predictions from Aaron. Aaron, what do you think tonight against the Padres?
Let's go win it.
Good.
I'll be there Sunday, by the way, in the nosebleeds with a bunch of children running around. So if you want to say hi, you'll know who it is.
Nice.
I'm going with 3 dads and 8 kids.
You don't buy them any food there, do you?
Oh, you have to.
No, sneak it in.
Yeah.
Come on.
My kids will run. That'll cost $75 for the kids, and they spill it all over the place. Yeah,
I know.
You don't make that kind of money.
Yeah, I
Not
don't.
yet, anyway. All right, here comes Nate checking traffic. Nathan.
Mercer Island, eastbound 90 inside the Mercer Tunnel. Got a collision blocking 2 left lanes. That's got you bumper to bumper in the mid-span. Our Lake Bridge is heading westbound, though, into Seattle, wide open. Bellevue to Renton, we're up to 35 minutes. It is thick from mid-Bellevue to the VMAC. Everett to Seattle, 45. Everett to Bellevue, just 35. Out in Monroe, eastbound 2, you've got close to a 3-mile bumper to bumper backup heading into Monroe. About a 2-mile backup westbound through Monroe. Tacoma to Olympia at hour 10 minutes. It's slow through South Tacoma, 4 to 5 mile bumper to bumper back up through JBLM, more slowing through Lacey and Olympia. And in Pacific, we're close to wrapping this collision up. Southbound 167 at 24th Street, still there in your left lane. Your bumper to State Route 18. A tow is on scene. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
Running a small business means juggling a lot. Your network has to handle it all. That's where a fiber-only provider falls short. You need a partner who gives you a greater advantage. Introducing the Total Solutions Advantage only from Comcast Business. A first-ever combination of the largest, fastest fiber-powered network, the most reliable Wi-Fi, gig speeds with equipment and security included, and a 5-year price lock. Plus, it's all backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee. The Total Solutions Advantage only from Comcast Business. A new standard for small business with reliability, security, and savings in one. Switch today. Get started with a great offer as low as $60 a month. When you add it all up, no one does business like Comcast Business.
Offer ends 6/1/26. New customers only. Requires 300 megabits per second internet and security edge. 1-year agreement, eco-bill, and autopay required. Equipment, taxes, and fees extra. Most reliable Wi-Fi based on Open Signal Awards USA Fixed Broadband Experience Report, May 2025.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. It finds them for you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. That's ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter.com/radio.
ZipRecruiter. Wait! Before you change the station, listen to this.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KIRS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Donate your car at carsforkids.org. That's cars with a K. Pickup is quick and easy. You'll also get a vacation voucher and a tax deduction.
1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Guys, did you know your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED? And right now, Revive Men's Health Seattle will check your testosterone for free. They've helped thousands of men since 2011 feel and perform better. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Schedule your free testosterone test, exam, and consultation today. Call 206-529-1111. That's 206-529-1111. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
Nick, you know what's a great thing about going to Longevity Medical Clinic as a couple?
Oh, I absolutely do. When they tell you to do something, you actually do it.
Right. And the same thing with you. When they tell you to do it, because for some reason, when I tell you to do it, you're like, whoa.
I just walk away and roll my eyes.
Exactly. But the great thing about Longevity Medical Clinic, the doctors there know, because we do the blood draw and they look and they can see, they know, they hold us accountable.
Yeah, when I'm under pressure and I know I'm coming in, I know I have to work the program.
Right. Plus, we also want to hold each other accountable for how we take care of ourselves because, you know, we want to have a long, healthy, happy life.
I know. I want every day to torture you as long as I possibly can.
Well, I look forward to it. Here's the great thing about Longevity Medical Clinic. They're working with you. They're holding you accountable because they want you to have a long, healthy, happy life. I was a patient at Longevity long before I started doing these commercials. So get your free health analysis. Go to lmclinic.com. That's lmclinic.com.
G. Scott here. Safeway wants you to know SunBucks gives qualifying families $120 per child for summer groceries. Some families are signed up automatically. Others need to apply. Find out if you should apply at freesummermeals.org.
How does your roof look after this winter? Justin Shirley, CEO of State Roofing and Exteriors. Spring into action today. Save $3,000 on a new roof, siding, deck, or windows. Call 866-ROOF-ROOF or visit stateroofing.com.
Clutter happens. Let Closets by Design save the day. For a limited time, get 40% off plus an additional 15% off and 18 months 0% financing on approved credit if paid in full. Go to closetsbydesign.com or call 1-800-BY-DESIGN.
Francisco? Francisco, that's fun to say. Francisco.
What's that reference to?
Francisco.
Elf? You don't know Elf? Francisco.
I mean, is that with Will Ferrell?
Yes.
Yes.
Wow, nice.
Why are we? I don't.
It's related to the story.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought I fell asleep and woke up. It was December. These commercials are informative, but sometimes they feel a little arduous.
Ooh.
That's a good word. Is it one of the most beautiful words according to the editors? No, it's not. What makes a word beautiful? There's all sorts of different ways to judge beauty, right? But are there certain words in the English language that linguists feel are prettier than others? And the list has been revealed, and
the answer is yes. Would you like to hear some of them?
Based on what? Just how it sounds phonetically?
These are linguists.
Linguists.
They
go ahead.
deal with words for a living.
Thank you, Joe. The definition of linguist.
First is soliloquy.
Mm-hmm. Okay, good.
What do you think?
Monologue, a soliloquy, sure.
Yeah.
I mean, quoting, as
You
opposed
like
to
it?
stench wagon.
Yes.
Yes, it sounds better. Yes.
Is stench wagon really a word?
Sure. It would be the thing that would be carrying horse manure. Go ahead.
Interesting. Mellifluous.
Mm-hmm. All right.
I don't know.
You don't like that one?
I don't
All right.
agree.
Okay.
It doesn't roll
Don't
off the
name
tongue
your dog
quite so-
that. Go ahead.
Lyrical.
Again, I got one.
Yeah.
Who cares? I mean, this doesn't make...
It's two words. Fail.
Moving on.
Heirloom.
Arbitrary. How about that one? Heirloom? Again, what are they basing it on? Just whether it all fits together?
Yes, whether it fits together, how it sounds, how it looks, and they actually include the definition in some of them. So
okay, I dated a girl. Her father was a linguist, and he wanted to make sure that the daughter's name flowed phonetically.
Yeah,
and her name was Pamela Millick. Pamela Millick. And she explained to me, I said, Pamela, why Pamela? Oh, because my father is a linguist, and he thought that Pamela Millick, just the way it kind of rolls through the tongue, like not quite iambic pentameter, but similar.
Do you think he took in the shortened version into account?
Pam Millick?
Pamilick?
No, I don't know. If Jacob were here, he'd be like, I don't think you should say her name on the radio. It's like, it's okay. Just mentioning how her name flows. Yes.
What does a linguist do?
Obviously, they have a lot of time on their hands, and they try to pick out the prettiest sounding words.
You dated a girl who's the daughter of a linguist. Did you ever ask?
It would be the study and the origin of words, and then looking at the Greek root of the word, the Latin root of the word.
Okay.
And then determining how the word evolves, in what countries it's used or parts of the world. Is it change in definition? It's the study of language.
Was he a professor?
I assume. I never met him. I dated her briefly. She went to Cornell. I went to Ithaca. We were star-crossed lovers. I know that she was young, very young looking, and she was able to dance, I think, in the Joffrey and she was in there.
You mean she looked like a child?
She looked very young, young, and she was able to fool people with her age. And that's all I remember of the entire experience.
Odd choice of girlfriend.
She's very nice. Very nice. But the weird part was you go to Ithaca and you go down into the town of Ithaca and you run up the hill to go to Cornell or walk up the hill, straight up the hill to Cornell. And all that you get up there, those are all the smart kids whose parents are paying like $70,000. You're rolling in as the dumb kid from Ithaca.
The consensus greatest Grateful Dead show of all time was played at Barton Hall on Cornell's campus.
It's Cornell. Thank you, Joe, for that. It was just a series of
May 8th, 1977.
Odd bits of trivia to fill the time to take us right up to Nate.
That was a great conversation, guys.
Yeah, really. Good Lord.
Come
you know
on,
what?
Nate.
That's Joe's fault. Sucking the life out of the show today.
Oh, we're just getting started.
Please.
When do you see the 5 o'clock hour?
Just phone it in. He says to his phone, remind me to buy a Snickers bar at 6 o'clock. How about I remind you to, produce a show?
My wife requested that.
All right, here's Nate. Nathan, checking traffic.
All right, Mercer Island, eastbound 90 inside the Mercer Tunnel. Still got a collision in 2 left lanes. We are now bumper to bumper from Rainier Avenue. So Seattle to Bellevue is at 35 minutes, 20 minutes on eastbound 520. South 5, heavy from Northgate to I-90. It's a half hour from Linwood into downtown. 45 minutes to get through downtown on North 5. Solid backups from the Michigan Curve to the Ship Canal Bridge. Seattle to Federal Way is a 40-minute trip. South Center to Bellevue at 25 minutes. Tacoma to Olympia, an hour, 10 minutes. It is slow through the length of South Tacoma, just barely moving through JBLM, and then more slowing between Lacey and Olympia. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
Choke Points with Chris Sullivan.
With Choke Points, we try to answer listeners' questions. It can be as simple as a neighborhood stop sign, or it can be as big as the budget for transportation. I don't care. I'll find the answer for you. It's really easy to get a hold of me at mynorthwest.com. We have a direct link there that gets right to me. You can also do it in the app. You can hit me up on the text line.
Choke Points, presented by Carter Subaru. Tuesdays and Thursdays on KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM.
Hey, John, why don't you tell everybody why you started going to Longevity Medical Clinic?
No, I don't want to do that. I can tell you, I started going to Longevity Medical Clinic before I started doing these commercials, but that why I went is not important.
Oh, it absolutely is.
Okay. I'll tell you. I was a Sammamish City Council member, and whenever they had asked me to do the Pledge of Allegiance, I couldn't make it through the whole thing without crying. I know, it's so dumb. I mean, I know I'm patriotic, but what the heck? So I go into Longevity Medical Clinic, and I explained this to them that there's something wrong with my hormones or something, and they see the testosterone and the estrogen are all out of balance. We balance all that stuff, and I can do the Pledge of Allegiance without crying. But I've also noticed that I deal with stress a lot better, don't I?
Yes, you're a lot easier to live with because you're getting more sleep, you have more energy, you're better organized, and I'm not helping you look for your car keys every morning.
Right, because now I've taken the steps to take care of my mind and body. I strongly recommend anybody get the free health analysis at lmclinic.com. That's lmclinic.com.
Clogged gutters? Not anymore. K-Guard by Guardian keeps leaves out, water flowing, and your home protected year-round. No maintenance, no rust, just lasting peace of mind. Guardian Roofing, the original Make Your Roof Last company. Visit guardianroofing.com.
Get down with Casey and the Sunshine Band when they take the stage at Muckleshoot Casino Resort. Sunday, May 17th at 8 p.m. The iconic 70s group has toured around the world, and now they're bringing their blend of funk, disco, and R&B to Muckleshoot Casino Resort on May 17th. Get tickets now at muckleshootcasino.com.
Download the KIRO News Radio app, where you can watch us live or stream us live anywhere, anytime.
How would this initiative, whatever this initiative is, how would he fund it?
Stay connected everywhere. Download the KIRO News Radio app.
Hi, I'm Erica, the annuals buyer here at Sky Nursery. This May, stock up on beautiful quality annual plants, especially if mom likes flowers. I'm adding a peachy orange begonia hanging basket for the shady side of my garden. I'm also excited for my patch of Kiss Me Over the Garden Gate to grow. And I've been planting dried flowers like strawflower and gomphrena, which you can keep as a bouquet year-round. So come on into Sky and see what you can grow. It's simpler than you think. Sky Nursery, the gardener's garden store. skynursery.com.
Around here, we see a lot of people head out. No matter where they're going, we just help make sure they're ready. Before you hit the road, get a pre-trip safety check from Les Schwab Tires. It's free. Plus, this May, save up to $200 on select sets of 4 tires, including all-terrain, highway, all-season, and all-weather. So go ahead. Explore with confidence. Les Schwab Tires. We're here to help you take the long way. Limited time offer while supplies last. See leschwab.com/sale for details.
Held over due to popular demand. This is your opportunity to save up to 40 to 80% on a hot tub or swim spa. This weekend only, today through Sunday. Washington State Fairgrounds Event Center. Be advised, this is your opportunity to save up to 40 to 80% on a hot tub or swim spa this weekend only, today through Sunday. Washington State Fairgrounds Event Center. 18-month interest-free financing. Our factories have demanded we sell 1,000 hot tubs and swim spas this weekend. Washington State Fairgrounds Event Center. Huge factory incentives, factory rebates this weekend only. Washington State Fairgrounds Event Center. We can remove your old hot tub. Free delivery of your new hot tub. Deep discounts. Washington State Fairgrounds Event Center. Free delivery of your new hot tub. Just relax and enjoy. Washington State Fairgrounds Event Center. Today, 2 p.m. to 8 p.m. Saturday, 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. Sunday, 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Free admission. Free delivery. Washington State Fairgrounds Event Center. Call 833-SPA-SALE or visit hottubandSwimSpaSale.com.
This season, the Mariners are lighting up the sky with 8 fireworks nights thanks to T-Mobile. The fun kicks off with a 90s-themed show on Friday, May 29th against the D-backs. Get your tickets and check out the complete lineup at mariners.com/fireworks.
It's Staples' 40th anniversary, and they've got deals worth celebrating. Now through May 23rd, enjoy up to 50% off. Save on paper, chairs, custom print, balloons, and more. Staples, that was easy.
Your best source for local news. KIRO Newsradio. KIRO FM and HD1. Tacoma, Seattle. Northwest News.
This is CBS News on the Hour, your home for original reporting.
I'm Jennifer Kuiper. An Iraqi national is charged in the United States with conspiring to provide support to terrorists here and abroad. CBS's Anna Schechter.
And they wanted to bring this indictment and get him out of operation before he could successfully carry out an attack here in the homeland. Because guess what? His group carried out attacks in Germany and elsewhere in Europe, and were plotting in Canada as well.
The Justice Department says Mohammed Bakr Saad Dawood al-Sadi directed and urged others to attack U.S. and Israeli interests and to kill Americans and Jews in the U.S. and abroad. The fire marshal's office says one firefighter has been found dead at the scene of an explosion and fire at a lumber mill in Searsmont, Maine. At least 10 other people have been injured. Maine Public Safety Commissioner Michael Soschuk calls it
an incredibly dynamic and dangerous situation. The truth be told is still ongoing as we speak. And at about 10:05 this morning, the Searsmont Fire Department responded to a reported fire in the area of a silo here at Robbins Lumber.
A judge has declared Harvey Weinstein's rape retrial a mistrial after the jury deadlocked. The jury was weighing in on whether or not Weinstein raped a woman in a New York hotel in 2013. CBS's Thane Rosenbaum breaks it down.
The Manhattan DA's office has some decisions to make. They haven't been able to convince juries that Weinstein is a rapist, except for the first trial, which was overturned because the judge allowed evidence the jury should not have heard. Weinstein has been convicted in Los Angeles, so he has serious jail time awaiting him there. But his New York victims are obviously disappointed.
President Trump is back in the U.S. after spending 2 days in meetings with Chinese President Xi Jinping. According to CBS's Natalie Brand,
the president said he would make a decision soon on a previously approved multi-billion-dollar defensive arms package for Taiwan. Lawmakers have questioned why the president is stalling.
The State Department brought something to Congress. We made a decision on it quickly. And the president is the one that's holding it up.
That's New York Democratic Congressman Gregory Meeks. David Letterman returned to the Ed Sullivan Theater to bid farewell to The Late Show with Stephen Colbert. And as CBS's Michael Wallace reports, there were some shenanigans.
You can take a man's show, you can't take a man's voice. So that's the good news in this.
The two men then headed to the roof of the Ed Sullivan Theater.
This brings true joy to my heart. We are up here for the wanton destruction of CBS property.
They then proceeded to throw 3 studio chairs onto a CBS I logo in the street below.
This is CBS News.
Go to the ends of the earth, half a world away. Reach for the stars.
If I take time to think, they might go get Brad.
On CBS, Sunday morning. Coming up, an escaped inmate is caught at a local transit center. The story after Nate Connors at the real-time traffic desk.
Thanks, Aaron. Subaru of Puyallup has our update. Let's start you on Mercer Island. We just cleared our crash, eastbound 90 from inside that Mercer Tunnel. You're backed up bumper to I-5 here in Seattle. Seattle to Bellevue is going to take you 40 minutes. It's half that amount of time on eastbound 520, which is wide open. The Lake Bridges westbound into Seattle are also wide open. South 5 heading into Seattle, bumper to bumper from Northgate to I-90. It's a half-hour trip from Linwood into Seattle. 45 minutes north 5 through downtown with your solid backups starting at the Michigan Curve. Seattle to Federal Way, plan on 40 minutes. It is really heavy from Interurban Avenue all the way down to 516, and then it'll suddenly open up for you. Bellevue to Renton, a half hour. Typical backups here starting at 520 down to the Renton Landing. Renton to Puyallup on the Valley Freeway, 50 minutes. Slow in the north end, but then it gets really heavy from State Route 18 into Puyallup. Tacoma to Olympia, hour, 10 minutes. We've got a few backups here. South Tacoma, really thick through JBLM, and then more slowing between Lacey and Olympia. With the high gas prices, now's the time to buy a hybrid or all-electric at Subaru of Puyallup. Great selection and pricing are at your stress-free dealership, Subaru of Puyallup.com. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
KIRO News Radio, 97.3 FM, Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good afternoon, I'm Aaron Granillo. An inmate who escaped from the Monroe Correctional Complex last night is now back behind bars. 25-year-old Samuel Kimball was taken into custody this afternoon at the Linwood Transit Center. DOC Communications Director Chris Wright.
Thankfully taken into custody without incident, and I believe will be in the Snohomish County Jail awaiting new escape charges.
An internal investigation is also now underway to determine how Kimball was able to escape. Pierce County detectives arrested an Auburn police officer on a felony charge involving a minor. The Internet Crimes Against Children units launched that investigation Wednesday after the officer contacted an undercover account. Deputy Carly Capetto.
It's devastating, but at the same time, we are trusted authority, and our job is to hold people accountable, and that includes holding our own accountable.
The 42-year-old officer was booked into the Pierce County Jail this morning. He will remain there through the weekend and is set to face a judge on Monday. Former Washington Governor Christine Gregoire is blasting Olympia's strategy to balance the state's budget and generate revenue. KIRO News Radio's Luke Ducey reports.
The highest estate tax in the country, a capital gains tax, and now a 9.9% income tax on millionaires. Christine Gregoire went after Democrats during a Q&A with the Association of Washington Business that claims 25% of businesses across the state are now thinking about leaving.
When they leave, they stop paying cap gains. When they leave, they stop giving significantly to philanthropy. So do you understand, do you see the consequences of what you're doing? And the answer is no.
Luke Ducey, KIRO News Radio.
With the World Cup just a month away, it is not clear if one of the teams will show for its match in Seattle. FIFA has said Iran will participate. The Seattle Times reports the country's soccer delegation is still worried about securing visas to play in the U.S. Iran is scheduled to face Egypt at Lumen Field on June 26th. Now to your weather updates, looking at cloudy skies tonight and some scattered showers still in the mix this evening. More showers tomorrow and a chance for some thunderstorms in the afternoon. Partly cloudy by Sunday. Right now, 52 degrees in downtown Seattle. I'm Aaron Granillo, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news, serving Western Washington and the world with a KIRO News Radio app. Always streaming live on your smart speakers. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
Got it. Here we go. The John Curley Show, and you coming along for the ride. Much appreciated, everybody. Here we go. By the way, we got to get my Zach Brown Friday song in there. We're supposed to be in a better mood.
All right.
Actually, Joe's a little off today. Here we go, diving into the news. Do I share the blame?
You know what? I figured it out. I know what's wrong.
Oh.
There's too many things coming at me. I have too many things to focus on. There's too many conspiracies and
oh boy.
There's too much corruption. There's too many scandals taking place right under our noses.
You told me before you left yesterday that if something happened, if Massey out of Kentucky doesn't win, then you're going to go crazy.
Yes, I'm radicalized.
Look at Aaron leaving. How's he doing?
He's actually doing great now.
All right, good.
Yeah, the tide has turned quite a bit.
Yeah. Keep Joe's hole closed. All right. Campaign finance records. So let's see. It's going to be 5 spots open in the Washington State Supreme Court. I think 2 have already been appointed, and then we'll get a chance to vote, right? Campaign finance records showing candidates running for 5 of the court's 9 seats that are open have collectively raised $1 million this month before the primaries, a dramatic increase from 4 years ago when 3 judges ran unopposed. Two candidates raising combined less than $27,000. Chris Daniels brings us.
Rarely do justices on the state's highest court get these kind of campaign contributions. After all, 4 years ago, 3 justices ran unopposed,
That's
and
right.
2 only collected
I just
less
read that.
than $27,000
Thanks,
in
Chris.
donations. But this year, 7 candidates have already raised more than 6 figures, led by State Appeals Court Judge Ian Burke. He's facing King County Superior Court Judge Sean O'Donnell. They're both running for position 4 to fill the seat of retiring Justice Charles Johnson. And both judges say they're allowed to seek endorsements, but restricted from soliciting campaign donations.
The people are entitled to look and see who's donated.
O'Donnell counts police chiefs and sheriffs in his corner, along with former Governor Christine Gregoire. And early donors include a cross-section of consultants, retired citizens, while Kirk's donor list includes several private attorneys and a campaign that has already included endorsements from the Washington Education Association's Political Action Committee and State Senator Jamie Peterson, the architect of the millionaire's tax.
I mean, just think for a moment. You're putting money in, you're getting something out, right? Like a slot machine. You give somebody money, you want something in return. What do you want in return? It's so obvious. You're going to be able to buy some justice on this. And they'll say, oh, no, we recuse ourselves. If it's something, listen, politics is in just about every aspect of people's lives. And so often these cases that come before these judges. I looked up to see, so the University of Chicago did a study. They went to all 50 states. They examined the Supreme Court justices in 48 of the states. And here's what they found, that when it's money and the election by the people, the judges have a lower rate of litigation. They have a higher tort award for out-of-state. They also prone for redistribution of assets for out-of-state defendants. Well, that makes sense. They can't vote them out. The judges pander to voters rather than applying the law consistently. This is from the University of Chicago. They also found that some judges are more punitive with minority defendants. So you get some idea of if they're pandering to the public, and also if the people in the public pay money to get them elected, what do you want in return? Well, let's make sure. Let's make sure that Jamie Peterson writes a check to get the judge in there, because Peterson is all in favor of an unconstitutional income tax.
Now
what?
And they said Peterson endorsed that judge, not necessarily made a contribution.
That doesn't hurt. Okay, he hasn't given any money yet?
Not that I'm aware.
You check the PDC. Okay, here we go.
Political Action Committee and State Senator Jamie Peterson, the architect of the millionaire's tax. Should people read anything into who's donated to your campaign or to your opponents?
I think they can read in that people are supporting me. And I hope I get more support in terms of endorsements and most importantly, people's votes in this election.
I think that, we disclose publicly who is contributing.
Who's saying this? Who's saying that?
This is the non-Peterson endorsed judge.
Okay. Thanks, Joe. I was like,
We disclose publicly who has contributed to campaigns for a reason, because people are interested in it, and it's a fair thing for people to look at.
Yeah, it is. All right.
The one he's running against sounds like such a politician. It's like, I think it just shows that people are interested, and more importantly, that people should go out there and vote.
Mm-hmm.
Even Larson's very kind of like subdued judge personality.
Larson,
this other guy.
To me, I like what the University of Chicago came up with. They said you have a committee, try to get it, nonpartisan. Good luck with that. Everything's partisan. But have the committee determine and appoint the judge rather than the governor appointing the judges in these cases. Just try to get a group together to come to some sort of terms. Sometimes there's a compromise on it. But, it's the old story about the two wolves and the sheep. They're going to vote on what's for dinner, right? Pretty much know the way it's going to go. But the rule is they're not allowed to vote on they can't eat the sheep. So you can vote for what you want to eat for dinner, but the sheep is not on the menu, right? So that's the same thing as like the Bill of Rights. You can't have the majority have such power and sway over the minority, right? In this case, money will talk. They will get the money, and then in return, if you give the person the money, you're going to expect them to do something for you. It's going to be millions of dollars going to be thrown at this thing because it's millions of dollars, if not billions of dollars that are on the line, is the Washington State Supreme Court ruling when it comes to the income tax. Joe, yes, questions, comments, or concerns?
Is there a term length for Washington State Supreme Court?
There is an age limit, and is it 6 years or 15 years? How long are they on there for? I know Mary Yu just stepped down. I think it's 65 or 67. You're
6-year terms.
6-year term. Got that right.
Mandatory retirement at age 75.
Wow, 75. I've been there for a while.
I like
a lot of handicap parking out front.
What do you think about in terms just federal Supreme Court having a lifetime appointment?
I like that.
You do?
Yeah. I mean, unfortunately, the presidents are the ones that appoint them. Right. And, man, there's some real stink bombs that get in there, right? Because they don't need a supermajority to get in there. You can get in with just a couple of votes. But I like it because what happens is then they're not moving one way or the other. The same thing with the Supreme Court. They get in, and no matter if the politics move left, move right, they stay in there. They're not trying to curry favor with anybody. Yeah. So, it's an appointment for life. And some of the people that Biden put in, just ridiculous. And remember John Kennedy from Louisiana, and he would question them. You ever seen that when Biden's people were in there? He's like, "You familiar with the Bill of Rights? Are you familiar with the Constitution?" And they're like, "Yes, Senator. Thank you for that question. Good. Can you tell me what the Fourth Amendment is?" Thank you for the question. You ever watch any of that?
No, really?
Oh, yeah.
Really?
Yeah. And then he'd dig in on a few other. How about the 16th? Can you? And then he would ask like simple, law terms. Thank you for the question, Senator. In my experience of 18 years of being appointed this position because of DEI, because of whatever. You ever watch any of him interviewing them?
No.
Oh, brutal. I remember watching one with my brother, who's a lawyer. He's like, oof. So he goes, that is like law school. That's the first month of law school. Every lawyer should know the answer to those questions. Yeah. It's crazy. But again, I'm sure Trump's got some. I hadn't seen it move in there. The thing that Trump was able to get in there for his first term, he put so many judges through. They love it. They love getting those federally appointed judges. Again, for life. They're in there for life. Yeah, I'll have to pull up some of John Kennedy's.
By the way, you asked before we started what the Supreme Court justices in Washington make.
How much do they make? What do they make?
The associate justices make, as of July 1st of this year, they'll make $269,000, and the chief justice makes $273,000.
Oh, okay. All right. Good. Meanwhile, Bob Ferguson just appointed another, this is one of his friends, to one of the retiring judges' seats. This lawyer who has made dozens of contributions to Ferguson. That's okay. That's fine. Obviously this person likes Ferguson. And also the particular person who's now a judge has never been a judge before. But that doesn't mean, you're not going to be good at it.
But usually you're a lawyer, then you're a judge in a lower court, and then you move on.
Yeah, but, it's fresh eyes.
Just so happens when Democrats are getting ready to sign into law an unconstitutional income tax, that 3 state Supreme Court justices decide to retire. And so what happens is Governor Ferguson gets to appoint replacements until there's an election. Governor Bob Ferguson made his second appointment to the Washington State Supreme Court today, announcing that Theo Angeles will be replacing retiring Justice Barbara Madsen. It says Angeles is an accomplished attorney with 25 years of legal experience. You know what I read about him, though? Something he has never done. He's never been a judge. This guy has never been a judge.
Fresh eyes,
And
Brady.
You are appointing him to be one of the most important judges in the state of Washington. This is a guy who has never been a judge, donates a lot to not only Bob Ferguson, but to Democratic political candidates, and he gets elevated to the most important judgeship in the state of Washington. Should be illegal. Should absolutely be illegal to appoint a judge to the state Supreme Court who has given you political donations.
We'd have to write a law against it. Brandy Cruz from Undivided. there's no law against it, but you try to get them to write a law that would stop that type of thing. And you might run into problems as well because money is speech as determined by Citizens United, and giving money is a form of speech, and that would be a First Amendment. Then you have the government stopping you from First Amendment under your money equaling your endorsement, equaling your speech. So you might have a hard time with that one. Does it reach the sort of stinky test? Yeah, it sort of smells a little bit, but hey, welcome to Washington. This is what happens. And I'm not saying it doesn't happen in other states where you get the trifecta, where you get the Republicans that got the governor, they get the House, and they get the Senate. They run the thing. The problem with states that have that type of recalcitrant government, once you're in there and in that position for a while, you really get the feeling like you're completely untouchable and you can do whatever you want. So in the state of Washington, which I don't think we've had a Republican governor since 81, 82, for whatever the year was, then now the D's run everything, and this is what you got. But there's a lot of people that are Democrats that I've spoken to, and others that have spoken to in polls of Democrats, saying that they believe that this recent crop that's in there with this income tax, that they've gone too far. And there are a number of, you talk to Jim Walsh from the Republican Party, he'll tell you that they see this as an opening. He said we believe that even the Democrats in King County that are consistently voting for D's at this point have awoken to maybe we've gone too far, and maybe we need to right this ship and do something about the continuous spending of taxes and not concerning much about the revenue on the other side. Did you find any Kennedy?
I can't find him quizzing the. I think you're.
Any judges?
Yeah, there's a lower court judge. If you want to hear that.
Is the other? She was asking him.
Let me see here.
Yeah, he does that sort of folksy thing. By the way, Kennedy didn't get all folksy. He didn't get folksy till like about 6 years ago. Now he's like, now when I'm sitting.
Tell me what Article 5 of the Constitution does.
Article 5 is not coming to mind at the moment.
Okay. How about Article 2?
Neither is Article 2.
Okay.
Would you know those off the top of your head?
Imagine sitting there when you find. Here's the thing. This is what he does all the time.
Yeah.
This is just what he ends up with.
Keep going. Scratching his head.
Do you know what purposivism is?
Yeah, there you go. This is it. This is Chuck said, this is one you should know at the top.
In my 12 years as an assistant attorney general and my 9 years serving as a judge, I was not faced with that precise question. We are the highest trial court in Washington state, so I'm frequently faced with issues that I'm not familiar with, and I thoroughly review the law, research, and apply the law to the facts presented to me.
Well, you're going to be faced with it if you're confirmed. I can assure you of that.
I think she got confirmed. Article 5 is amending the Constitution. That's what that Article 5 is, to amend the Constitution. That's what that is. So you got to get 2/3, and then you got 2/3 in each state, and then that's 5 is amending the Constitution. Article 2. You should know that one. Thank you, Senator, for the question in my 28 years of broadcasting. What is Article 2?
I don't know. I don't know the articles. Where do the articles come in?
Hang on. Where do they come in? Yeah. This is going to be people like, I can't believe you don't know what Article 2 is. Hang on. Oh, Article 2. Oh, my God. So the President of the United States. Very, very short. Very short. The amount of power given to the president, executive branch of the government. Article 2 involves everything having to do with the president of the United States. That's what Article 2.
But it's very short.
Darn it all. Yeah, it's one of the shortest of them all. They don't give a lot of power to the president. Very short. A little, you charge of the military, and anything comes from Congress. You You're in charge. You're rolling through.
Apparently, there are loopholes.
Just think of the executive order. All right, here comes Nate. I hear the traffic. Here comes Nate checking traffic. Nathan.
It's a busy Friday commute. Tacoma to Olympia, an hour, 10 minutes. We're thinning out through South Tacoma, but that seems to be pushing further south now through JBLM with a 6-mile backup through JBLM starting near Bridgeport. Scattered backups between Lacey and Olympia. Olympia to Tacoma, 45 minutes. Got some slowing, pretty solid actually, from JBLM all the way up to the Tacoma Mall. Eastbound 512, we're heavy leaving I-5 over to State Route 7. About a 2-mile backup here. Federal to Tacoma, 20 minutes, but it is slow from South 320th all the way down to State Route 16. 40 minutes through downtown Seattle on northbound I-5. Solid backup from the Michigan curve to the Ship Canal Bridge. At the West Seattle Bridge, we've got a new stall blocking the right center lane to add to this. South Center to Bellevue on 405, 25 minutes. You're heavy through South Center, and you'll gradually thin out as you head through the S-curves. Everett to Marysville, half-hour commute, and it is really heavy from Highway 2 into Marysville. KIRO News Radio real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
The G and Ursula Show.
Howard Schultz has got this blistering Wall Street Journal opinion piece, and he says other companies are also reconsidering their future here.
Just a reminder who we're talking about here. Howard Schultz is the same person that sold the Sonics 18 years ago. We don't have the Sonics here today because of Howard. I need Howard Schultz to just worry about Florida. I'm just tired of hearing from him, period.
G and Ursula, weekdays 9 to noon on KIRO News Radio.
So what are you reading?
I'm checking out the ratings on the new TVs, and it looks like Samsung, LG, and Sony got the best scores.
Just like last year. What about those new high dynamic range TVs?
They got the highest scores of all, but their prices are really high.
Did you check online?
Yeah, their prices were about the same.
Well, there's one place where we can get a hot deal on those top-rated models.
Where?
At Video Only. Check out the ratings on TV stores.
I see. Video Only scored better than the others.
So, if you want the best deal on the best TVs,
then we should take our TV ratings and head over to top-rated Video Only.
At Video Only, you won't find huge stores with refrigerators or microwaves, but you will find the best deals on top-rated TVs, soundbars, and monitors. Shop around. Just make sure you visit Video Only, because if you don't,
you'll be sorry.
In South Center, Bellevue, Linwood, Federal Way, and Tacoma, Video Only.
I love days like these at the pool, but my moderate to severe plaque psoriasis can sometimes take me out of the moment. I'm ready to make a splash with clearer skin thanks to Skyrizi, risankizumab Riza. Skyrizi is a prescription-only injection for adults who are candidates for systemic or phototherapy. At 4 months, most people saw 90% clearer skin when measured from head to toe, and many were even 100% plaque-free. People also saw significant improvement in psoriasis symptoms of pain, redness, itching, and burning.
Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions, increased infections, or lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, get checked for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor about any flu-like symptoms or vaccines.
Now there's nothing on my skin thanks to Skyrizi, and that means everything. Ask your doctor about Skyrizi, the #1 dermatologist-prescribed biologic in psoriasis. Visit skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKYRIZI to learn more.
It's a bully, but we aren't afraid of a fight. It's elusive, but our focus never fades. It's deadly, but we were born to defeat cancer. You may not have heard of us, but our work has helped millions impacted by cancer. We are the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society. We are leaders in advancing breakthroughs in immunotherapy, genomics, and personalized medicine. This research saves lives. After 65 years of fighting blood cancers, we've arrived at a game-changing belief. The cures for cancer are in our blood. The drugs and treatments we've developed for blood cancers have helped people affected by many different types of cancers. We are the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society. Beating cancer is in our blood. Learn more at LLS.org.
Are you looking for the best deal on a new home? Discover the D.R. Horton Home of the Week. With new home communities from Lacey to Stanwood, ranging from the low 500s to the high 1 millions, D.R. Horton has the right home at the best value for you. Your new home is within reach, so what are you waiting for? Learn more about the D.R. Horton Home of the Week. Visit drhorton.com and schedule a tour today. D.R. Horton, America's builder, an equal housing opportunity builder.
Mark is 76, and his shoulder pain was getting in the way of him playing baseball. You heard that right. Baseball.
Yeah, there's a whole league here of old guys pretending like we're kids.
The pain from severe arthritis just wasn't going away.
It was like a nerve-type pain, and I couldn't sleep at night.
That's when Mark decided to see Dr. Mark Wagner, MD, at Seattle Sports and Regenerative Medicine for stem cell therapy.
Well, if I can avoid surgery anytime, you'd probably be better off.
Mark is back out on the diamond playing baseball.
So I moved into this retirement community, and I talked about my shoulder, and these old people here, they got all excited about it, and 2 of them now have gone to see Mark Wagner. They don't like driving into Seattle, so I drive them in.
He more than recommends Dr. Wagner. He chauffeurs. So whether it's a hip like mine or a shoulder, elbow, ankle, wrist, or knee, before choosing surgery, see Dr. Mark Wagner first. He's the most experienced in the Northwest with over 20,000 stem cell procedures. Go to drmarkwagnermd.com.
Guys, did you know your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED? And right now, Revive Men's Health Seattle will check your testosterone for free. They've helped thousands of men since 2011 feel and perform better. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Schedule your free testosterone test, exam, and consultation today. Call 206-529-1111. That's 206-529-1111. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along. Which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. It finds them for you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free.
ZipRecruiter. KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good afternoon. I'm Aaron Granillo. It now appears Boeing is one of the big winners after President Trump's trip to China this week. CBS's Ed O'Keefe explains.
Boeing tonight says China has committed to buying 200 of its aircraft and likely more, a major reboot for the aviation giant's business in China. Beyond that, the president said he and China's Xi Jinping made, quote, fantastic trade deals, but neither side has shared more details.
Boeing CEO Kelly Ortberg was among a delegation of top U.S. executives who traveled with the president to Beijing. Starbucks announces it is cutting 300 corporate jobs and closing some offices around the U.S. KIRO 7 TV's El Thomas reports some, but not all, job cuts are in Seattle.
The cuts will impact employees in support jobs like marketing, human resources, supply chain management. This is in addition to a previous 61 layoffs announced earlier in the week. So in total, Starbucks laid off nearly 1,000 corporate workers in Washington in September of last year and about 1,100 in February. This January, Starbucks announced plans to expand by opening hundreds of new stores. And last month, it announced an expansion to Nashville.
Seattle City Council committee has moved to tighten oversight of the King County Regional Homelessness Authority after that recent audit found it is $45 million in the hole. Here's council member Alexis Mercedes Rink.
The findings of the forensic evaluation are serious and require immediate accountability. And this proposed resolution is a swift but thoughtful measure that provides a pathway forward.
The resolution gives the mayor's office until August 1st to recommend whether to cut ties, restructure the agency, or keep it in place. It mirrors a measure passed by the King County Council. And the owner of 2 Chevron gas stations in Kent now faces more than $42,000 in penalties for repeated safety violations. The State Department of Ecology says the company failed to properly test underground storage tanks and did not meet overfill prevention rules. Officials warn these violations increase the risk of fuel leaking into soil and groundwater. The company has 30 days to appeal the penalty. to the real-time traffic desk now at 4:33. We check in with Nate Connors.
Thanks, Aaron. Your Seattle Mariners have our update. Tacoma to Olympia continues to struggle this afternoon, taking you an hour, 10 minutes. So we've pretty much thinned out in South Tacoma, but it's all moved south. So you've got a 6-mile thick backup through JBLM. Starting near Bridgeport Way, and then more scattered backups between Lacey and Olympia. Coming the other way, Olympia to Tacoma, 45 minutes. Got a pretty solid backup from JBLM up to the Tacoma Mall. Renton to Puyallup on the Valley Freeways at 50 minutes. Bumper-to-bumper volumes south of State Route 18 into Sumner. 40 minutes through downtown Seattle on North 5. It is packed at the Michigan Curve across the Ship Canal Bridge. That stall at the West Seattle Bridge, though, has been moved out of your way to the right shoulder. But now northbound 99, just inside the downtown tunnel, we have a new stall blocking your right lane. Seattle to Everett and Bellevue to Everett are looking pretty good at just 40 minutes. Once you get into Everett, it gets pretty heavy, taking you a half hour between Everett and Marysville. Your backup starts near Broadway, and by the time you hit Highway 2, this is bumper-to-bumper volumes all the way into Marysville. Don't miss 8 fireworks nights this season presented by T-Mobile. The first show is May 29th. Get your tickets at mariners.com/fireworks. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
Thank you, Nate. Starting to see some sun breaks this evening as we approach a relatively soggy Saturday. We'll see some showers in the morning and then chance for some thunderstorms in the afternoon. Sunday, though, partly cloudy and highs in the low 60s. Right now, 52 degrees in downtown Seattle. I'm Aaron Granillo, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
Spring showers, more like spring sprinkles, downpours, hailstorms, cold snaps, flooding, and sometimes even a little sun. Spring in Western Washington changes day to day, even hour to hour. That's why you need experts who have decades of experience and the right tools to keep you weather ready. Watch KIRO 7 pinpoint weather forecasts in every newscast and on the KIRO 7 apps for your phone or TV.
Well said, well read, Joe. Quite the weather experience just listening to that. Bucky's Auto Service Center, 16 locations, been around for 51 years. Take the car to Bucky's Auto Service Centers. A listener wrote in, said, hey, tell the story about Charles W. Johnson. Place his name on the ballot.
Wait, hang on. Are we done with Bucky's?
Yeah.
Okay.
Johnson places his name on the ballot to defeat Chief Justice Keith Callow. Despite having done no campaigning and without any judicial experience whatsoever, Johnson ran for the office on principle that the candidate ought not to run unopposed. Callow loses. He loses. It comes as a complete shock to the justices, forcing them to realize the necessity of campaigning. So the twist, actually bigger name confusion. Yeah. So
no, wait a minute. The guy that ran on principle, he won?
He won.
Wow. But he was no lawyer. He wasn't a lawyer or anything? Or
he graduated from law school.
Oh, okay.
But he had no judicial experience. Yeah, he just thought somebody should not run unopposed. So he decided this guy Johnson said, oh, I'm going to run. And he's still serving.
Wow.
I think he's still in there. Yeah, I think he's still serving. Johnson Law, served as justice since 1991. Yeah, how about that?
I thought they could only serve 6 years. I guess he just gets
keep going. Yeah.
Okay.
But he didn't. He thought that you should not run unopposed, so he decided I'm going to run. So he goes in, runs against the other guy. Callow ends up losing. He's like shocked. How about that? So there you go.
I've never thought of which judge to vote for prior to working here. And it's always, a lot of the times, 50% or more are unopposed.
And people have no idea because you get this down ballot fatigue. You're like, I don't know.
I'm looking for him.
Sounds like an Irish guy or sounds like an Italian guy.
Right.
And you see signs out there. You're like, I don't know.
You're saying, oh, he looks nice, or she looks like she might be a little mean. I don't know.
Okay, good. Are we ready? Here we go. A little coast to coast music. First time color line, far the Mississippi. What?
You sent this to me this morning. So
yes, I did. Blame. This is my fault.
Yeah.
After the White House, long-awaited UFO files disclosed. It's my bad George Noory imitation. More and more warnings are popping up on social media about Project Bluebeam and the hoax that's coming since 1990.
They're about to fake something in the sky, and when it happens, the entire world will believe it's real. I need you to listen to me.
This is James Earl Jones from Field of Dreams?
AI version.
Don't. They've been preparing for a fake alien event for decades. It's called Project Bluebeam. Holographic projections in the sky using satellite technology. Images so real that billions of people will think they're seeing something divine or extraterrestrial. The Pentagon has been drip-feeding UFO disclosures for 3 years straight. Congressional hearings, declassified footage, military officials saying under oath that non-human intelligence exists. Okay. Ask yourself, since when does the government tell you the truth? Since when do they declassify anything unless they want you to believe it? They're not disclosing, they're conditioning, getting you ready to believe what you see in the sky, so that when the big one happens, you don't question it. You just obey. In 1994, the journalist who exposed this project died 2 days after publishing
That's always happening.
his findings. Heart attack, 41 years old, perfectly healthy. Today, every technology he warned about is live. Starlink, 5G, military-grade holograms, deep fakes. When it happens, and it will, remember this video. It's not real. It's the greatest false flag in human history.
Okay, so what he's saying, if you see the video of it, that these images are going to be projected up onto the sky of an alien craft, and there's going to be aliens. And again, it's all
fake. It's all fake.
It's all fake. And then apparently some, like Jesus Christ or something, is supposed to pop up and say, hey, everybody, follow me, and it's okay. And then what happens? Oh, they're going to cancel elections. By the way, I sat next to a woman at a fancy cocktail party, and she was part of the QAnon thing. She told me this like 4 years ago, that there was going to be a fake alien. I guess she knew. Well, so hasn't happened yet.
The guy he's talking about that has this theory, he died at 51, not 41. Other than that, everything he said about him was true. An interesting thing, and we're going to talk about this later, but when you look at the SpaceX dominance in the satellite world, they now have 2/3 of the satellites that are in orbit. And they have as much SpaceX. Elon Musk company has as many satellites in the orbit as every other country in the world combined.
Okay, so then what happens? So this fake-looking thing flies up into the air, and like, oh, look at that. And then somebody steps in front of it and then starts doing like shadow puppets and stuff. No, okay. Then what happens? Okay, then we all freak out.
Everybody freaks out.
And then the government says we need to 6-foot distance.
And we have the answers. We have a new world religion, I think was part of the theory. Basically brings the entire population of Earth to heel. So everybody's
so this fake image then begins to dictate everything to everybody.
Or make some kind of agreement with the world governments, and they all come together and decide, okay, the course of human history has officially changed now. We know that we are not alone, and there's another intelligent species, and they're sharing information and technology with us, and so we're going to share it with you. And everybody just got to do.
Do I still have to wear a mask until I get to my seat at the restaurant?
Unclear.
Then you're going into Steven Spielberg's movie. Disclosure Day is going to be opening soon in theaters on June 12th. Joe Rogan speculates that Steven Spielberg may know a lot more than he's admitting. Oh, my God. We're so far into the rabbit hole.
I would love to talk to him. I wonder how much he knows.
Is that an accident?
Is Rogan high when he's doing his show?
Yes.
Was he fed some information? Was he a part of Disclosure the whole time? That's what I've always wondered.
I mean, what does that mean, right? Because there hasn't really been disclosure.
No, but it has to be a slow process too, right?
You think so?
I mean, the whole idea is that they're just sort of normalizing it, right? Neuro-linguistic programming, they call it.
I'll tell you something. I don't trust the federal government at all.
Good. Me neither.
I'm sorry. And this is a confession to people that are out there listening. They're like, we don't like Joe's conspiracy stuff, and Curly hold the line. I'll just say this. Joe has got me like at night. I leave here, I go across the street, get sushi, go back to the apartment. I'm sitting in there by myself. Nick's back at the bar in Cleveland. I'm like, okay. Joe sends me something. All right, I'll watch. 2 hours of my life. Yeah. I'm watching this thing on how did Building 7 fall during 9/11. Why did that fall? Why did it collapse? And I'm looking at it, and then I go in, I talked to Jason Rance this morning, and he's like, oh, here we go. Like, Building 7, when the 9/11 Commission worked on it, they never mentioned Building 7. Why did they not talk about Building 7? How did they collapse? Oh, part of the debris was on fire from one of the towers, and it hit Building 7 somehow inside, and then the whole thing just went and just collapsed. And then when you realize, okay, are they lying about that? Are they lying about this? Are they lying about COVID? Are they lying about Kennedy? Are they lying, right?
Remember the $2 trillion in the black budget?
I don't even think about it. Stop!
It was acknowledged on September 10th.
Stop. You're ruining me.
Now you know the rest
No,
of
you
the
don't know
story.
the rest of the story.
Oh, not even close.
Joe gives you homework. Don't take it. Here comes Nate checking traffic.
This one brought to you by the KIRO Newsradio App. Tacoma to Olympia, hour 10 minutes. You got a 6-mile bumper-to-bumper backup through JBLM. Starts as you approach Bridgeport. And then more scattered backups between Lacey and Olympia still. Seattle to Federal Way, 35 minutes. It's slow from Inner Urban down about South 260th, heading into Federal Way. Renton to Puyallup on the Valley Freeway has improved to 40 minutes. We've pretty much cleared out in the north end. It gets bumper-to-bumper at State Route 18 into Puyallup. North 405 in the south end is slow from South Center to the Renton Landing. It's about 25 minutes from South Center into Bellevue. Bellevue to Renton coming the other way is a half hour. You're bumper to bumper from 520 to Cold Creek Parkway, and then from there, it slowly thins out as you make your way to the Renton Landing. 40 minutes through downtown Seattle on North 5, solid from Michigan Curve to the Ship Canal Bridge, and now northbound 99 is heavy from East Marginal all the way through that downtown tunnel. We did clear the stall from the tunnel about 5 minutes ago. Text the app to 888-973-5476 to download the KIRO Newsradio app. Listen to your favorite shows and get the latest news and updates sent straight to your phone. KIRO Newsradio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
The good people there at Closets by Design were at the barn, I think yesterday and the day before. I have not been back yet. I can't wait to see because Nick was so excited because we have one room. You see Rise coming back to live with us during the summer, and it didn't have a closet. So it didn't work. There was no storage for Rye to put all of his quarter zips. Quite the collection of them. So Closets by Design comes in, and of course they know exactly what they're doing. They worked on the barn before. They take a look at the woodwork that's along the floor, and they're like, okay, we want to build a closet that matches exactly like that. It's going to be fitting into this corner, and what kind of stuff you putting in it. So they just make everything work when it comes to making sure that you've got storage. Because let's face it, if you got closets at home and you go to open it up, you can't find anything. That's no longer functioning as a closet. It's just a mess. And if it's a two-car garage that you can't even put half a car in, that's a problem. So it's about storage. It's about organization, about reducing stress, and that's where Closets by Design comes in. Customized for you without the big customized price. Big savings for you. Get in touch with Closets by Design today. They'll come on out and give you an estimate. 1-800-BY-DESIGN. That's 1-800-BY-DESIGN. That's closetsbydesign.com.
Choke Points with Chris Sullivan.
With Choke Points, we try to answer listeners' questions. It can be as simple as a neighborhood stop sign, or it can be as big as the budget for transportation. I don't care. I'll find the answer for you. It's really easy to get a hold of me at mynorthwest.com. We have a direct link there that gets right to me. You can also do it in the app. You can hit me up on the text line.
Choke Points, presented by Carter Subaru. Tuesdays and Thursdays on KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM.
When you're hiring, have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting truly great candidates for your roles? It seems impossible to find them, but they have to be out there somewhere, right? Well, they're not hard to find when you know where to go, and that place is ZipRecruiter. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. And because these people are actively looking for jobs just like yours, it's easy to find the right person right away. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. But if you're not using ZipRecruiter, you're missing out. So see what it's like when the impossible is easy. When you go to ZipRecruiter.com/radio right now to try ZipRecruiter for free. Once again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter.com/radio. Never miss out on great candidates with ZipRecruiter.
Held over due to popular demand. This is your opportunity to save up to 40 to 80% on a hot tub or swim spa. This weekend only, today through Sunday. Washington State Fairgrounds Event Center. Be advised, this is your opportunity to save up to 40 to 80% on a hot tub or swim spa. This weekend only, today through Sunday. Washington State Fairgrounds Event Center. 18-month interest-free financing. Our factories have demanded we sell 1,000 hot tubs and swim spas this weekend. Washington State Fairgrounds Event Center. Huge factory incentives, factory rebates, this weekend only. Washington State Fairgrounds Event Center. We can remove your old hot tub. Free delivery of your new hot tub. Deep, deep discounts. Washington State Fairgrounds Event Center. Free delivery of your new hot tub. Just relax and enjoy. Washington State Fairgrounds Event Center. Today, 2 p.m. to 8 p.m. Saturday, 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. Sunday, 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Free admission. Free delivery. Washington State Fairgrounds Event Center. Call 833-SPA-SALE or visit hottubandSwimSpaSale.com.
Running a small business means juggling a lot. Your network has to handle it all. That's where a fiber-only provider falls short. You need a partner who gives you a greater advantage. Introducing the Total Solutions Advantage only from Comcast Business. A first-ever combination of the largest, fastest fiber-powered network, the most reliable Wi-Fi, gig speeds with equipment and security included, and a 5-year price lock. Plus, it's all backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee. The Total Solutions Advantage only from Comcast Business. A new standard for small business with reliability, security, and savings in one. Switch today. Get started with a great offer as low as $60 a month. When you add it all up, no one does business like Comcast Business.
Offer ends 6/1/26. New customers only. Requires 300 megabits per second internet and security edge. 1-year agreement, eco-bill, and autopay required. Equipment, taxes, and fees extra. Most reliable Wi-Fi based on Open Signal Awards USA Fixed Broadband Experience Report, May 2025.
If the world were like a Sleep Number mattress, everything would adapt for your comfort. Because as your life changes and your body changes, Sleep Number mattresses adapt and shift to give you personalized comfort night after night. And now everything's on sale during our Memorial Day event. Save up to $1,200 on mattresses, plus free delivery when you add a base. Ends Monday. To experience a whole new world of comfort, visit a Sleep Number store or go to sleepnumber.com. Sleep Number. To a good life sleep.
The Camping World Ultimate RV Show is coming to Angel of the Winds RV Resort in Seattle. Parking and admission are free. Join us May 14th to the 17th to shop special show pricing on over 200 fully staged new and used RVs. Get an exclusive first look at new models. Check out the latest gear and accessories. Bring the family to enjoy our Kids Zone and enter to win a new RV. Don't miss the Ultimate RV Show in Seattle, May 14th to the 17th. We'll see you there.
Don't wait. Insulate. Last year, American Crawl Space and Pest Services gave over $2 million in insulation rebates from PSE, more than any provider in the state. If your home was built before 1990, you're eligible for recouping up to 95% of insulation replacement costs. Insulate with American Crawl Space and keep your home warm during the winter and cool during the summer.
American Crawl, the heroes you call.
Give your attic an overhaul with new insulation from Guardian Roofing, Gutters, and Insulation. Stay cool all summer, slash utility bills, and boost your home's air quality. Call now and get $300 off attic ceiling and ventilation, or visit us at guardianroofing.com.
So an interesting poll, I think it was from 1990 to 2025. How much influence does the government have and the person you're voting for have on your life? And it was less than 20% in 1990. Now it's up to 65% that people are like, oh, that person's directly affecting my life. I know government has grown. Its tentacles have embedded themselves deeper into all parts, unfortunately, of the economy and just the general freedom that you have. But really, do you really? Yes, Joe.
People believe that.
So 20% back in 1990 were like, yeah, very little effect on my life.
I got you.
Now it's up to 65% are like, oh, yes, directly affecting my life or having a big effect on my life. So the story of yesterday, we said there were 700,000 signatures on a petition to get rid of Mondani. Not true. Apparently somebody put it out there. And then even when other people are vetting it to find, like, is that out there? And it takes you to some other BS website. It becomes harder and harder to verify this stuff. I looked to see, and then some people are like, oh, then we should try to recall Katie Wilson, Mayor Wilson. That has happened a couple of times in the history of Seattle. Ed Murray, who resigned in 2017 under the pressure of sexual abuse allegations before the recall could be pursued. Others have tried to do it. You have to violate something. You got to be able to show. There's a couple different reasons they could kick you out of there. But just not doing a good job is not a reason to recall. You can't just give them the old heat. No, you can't just say the council can, I think in a majority vote of 2/3, they can say, yeah, we're going to pull you out of there. But to have the citizens do it, you have to be able to do something pretty terrible for it. Which leads me very quickly for the thousands of people that are still taking me to task on Katie Wilson and talking about socialism. Here's the analogy I should have used, and I didn't because it's so hackneyed, it's so often used. The bullfrog in the water, you put the bullfrog in the water, you slowly turn the heat up, and eventually you cook the bullfrog, right? My point was, go all in on socialism, i.e. turn the heat all the way up, not slowly, turn it all the way up, get it all the way up there, and throw the frog in. And the frog's like, wah! Or whatever frog sound makes. And then he pops out of the water. And you're like, okay, don't slowly cook as we have in major blue cities across the country. Just boil the water, have it going. That's socialism, redistributing wealth, taxing earners, giving to non-earners. That's the water boiling. Frog goes in, frog jumps out. Everybody goes, okay, this doesn't work. Rather than slowly cooking the frog, and then you just have a dead frog. Yeah, that's what I meant, everybody. So lay off.
Our audience gets it. It's the social media people that don't know what the
You're
show's
an
like.
idiot.
You are a very stupid person.
How could you do this?
I can't believe you said this. It's bizarre. I used to enjoy you on EV Magazine. And now, by the way, I was born with an extra swallow in my mouth. And I should never catch up to get the extra spit out.
And that's in the video.
Hold on, swallowing. See, I still have the spit in my mouth.
Here's Nate checking traffic.
All right, Tacoma to Olympia, hour 10 minutes. You got a 6-mile backup through JBLM, more scattered backups between Lacey and Olympia. Federal to Tacoma, less than 20 minutes now with scattered backups between South 320th and 54th and Fife. North 405, solid from South Center up to the Renton Landing. Bellevue to Renton is a half hour. It's bumper to bumper from 520 to Coal Creek Parkway. 40 minutes through downtown Seattle. North 5, your backups start at the Michigan Curve. South 5 is heavy from Northgate to I-90. Linwood to Seattle, plan on 35 minutes. Southbound 99 heavy approaching the Aurora Bridge to the stadiums. Download the Seattle Sports app to stay in the know with the latest news, scores, and opinions about your favorite teams. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
KIRO News Radio, the first place you turn for the news you trust.
Renton police investigating a shooting that happened just after midnight.
Engaging conversation.
It's just indefensible. The mayor's communications team should be better.
Traffic.
Full closure now, southbound 509 at Alexander Avenue.
And your Super Bowl champion Seahawks.
Touchdown, Seahawks!
Streaming everywhere on the KIRO News Radio app. Always here, always with you. KIRO News Radio, 97.3 FM.
They call this one Bill.
Whoa, aliens? Am I in a spaceship?
Affirmative, Bill.
What's with the laser saw?
Relax. We are cutting our bill in half.
What?
An Xfinity mobile transmission says you can cut your bill in half.
Oh, your mobile bill, not me, Bill.
Ah. Xfinity Mobile also says we can try it free for a year. Free.
Yes, with no commitment. Can we put the saw away?
I am reluctant. But we will find another being to bisect.
That's not sci-fi. It's Xfinity Mobile. Xfinity Internet members cut your mobile bill in half. Plus, try Xfinity Mobile free for a year. No commitment. Learn more at xfinitymobile.com. Xfinity. Imagine that. Restrictions apply. Xfinity Internet required. Savings compares one line of Xfinity Mobile Select to comparable plans from T-Mobile, Verizon, and AT&T as of 3/24/26. Taxes, fees, extra. $30 monthly discount limited to new mobile customers only. After 12 months, regular rates apply.
Spike O'Neill here. If your loved one's caregiver is planning a vacation or just needs a break, why not consider Aegis Living Respite Care? A short-term stay that provides 24/7 expert care, Aegis Living amenities, and peace of mind for you and your family. Go to aegisliving.com/spike to schedule a visit today.
This May, stock up on beautiful annual plants from Sky Nursery, especially if mom likes flowers. A hanging basket for a shady spot, a patch of Kiss Me Over the Garden Gate, or straw flowers to keep in a year-round dried bouquet. Sky Nursery, the gardener's garden store, skynursery.com.
Here's a tale of Becky. Didn't know what to do with new meds prescribed and no real cost clue.
She squinted at prices, that can't be right. Then tapped GoodRx and saw the light.
She could get a deal, book telehealth if she feels.
Learn about those meds without any stress. That one little app does all the rest. Even my horse downloaded it. Dang, save time and money on prescriptions.
Check GoodRx. GoodRx is not insurance.
Ready or not, summer is coming, and Wayfair's Memorial Day clearance is on now. Right now through May 25th, get up to 70% off everything home at Wayfair. Plus, score amazing doorbuster deals all sale long and surprise flash deals on Memorial Day. We're talking thousands of products at every style and budget. Now is the time to save big on must-haves for your patio, backyard, and beyond. These savings won't last, so don't wait. Shop Wayfair's Memorial Day clearance now through May 25th.
Wayfair, every style, every home.
Your medication for enlarged prostate is working. That's what you tell yourself. You're up 3 times a night instead of 5. The urgency is manageable. The stream's not great, but it's fine. That's the problem. Fine. Enlarged prostate, or BPH, doesn't pause because the medication takes the edge off. The prostate keeps growing. The bladder keeps working harder. And over time, those changes can be harder to reverse. But surgery? Not for you, right? Aquablation is not the surgery you're picturing. It's the only ultrasound-guided, robotic-assisted therapy for enlarged prostate. Don't wait until things become unbearable. Find an Aquablation urologist near you. Call Aquablation Seattle at 206-666-2466. 206-666-2466. That's 206-666-2466. All surgical treatments carry risks and results may vary. Side effects may include urinary symptoms, mild pain, ejaculatory dysfunction, or infection. In rare cases, complications to the urethra and rectum may occur. Aquablation therapy may not be right for everyone. Talk to your urologist to learn more. Visit aquablationseattle.com.
Are you curious about who offers the best deals on top-rated Samsung, LG, and Sony TVs? The answer is surprising. It's not online, and it's not the warehouse clubs. The best deals on top-rated TVs are at Video Only. Don't believe it? Then check out the trade-in deals at Video Only. How about $500 for your old TV? Try doing that online. Before you buy that new TV, drop into Video Only. If you don't, you'll be sorry.
Looking for the best deal on a new home? Discover the D.R. Horton Home of the Week. With new home communities from Lacey to Stanwood, D.R. Horton has the right home for the best value. Visit drhorton.com. D.R. Horton, America's builder, an equal housing opportunity builder.
KIRO FM and HD1 Tacoma, Seattle.
This is CBS News on the Hour, your home for original reporting.
I'm Jennifer Kuiper. An explosion and fire ripped through a lumber mill in Searsmont, Maine, killing 1 firefighter and injuring at least 10 other people, according to officials who spoke to WABI-TV. CBS's Usha Qureshi has more.
The explosion ripped through Robbins Lumber in Searsmont, a small mid-coast Maine community, just after 10 o'clock this morning.
There's been a huge explosion. The silo just exploded. Multiple firefighters injured and burning.
The blast sent a smoke plume so massive, meteorologists tracked it reaching 9,000 feet into the sky, visible for miles.
An Iraqi national has been charged in the United States with conspiring to provide support to terrorists here and in Europe. He is being held initially without bond, and according to CBS's Anna Schechter.
So this is very real. This is not just somebody messing around with buddies in Telegram. This is a very, very real, very serious plot. In fact, according to this indictment, he wanted to carry out attacks in Los Angeles and New York, targeting a prominent synagogue, my sources tell me, in Manhattan.
President Trump is back in the U.S. and told reporters while flying back from China on Air Force One that he and his Chinese counterpart spoke about Iran, Taiwan, and trade. Trump was asked about whether President Xi Jinping is a dictator.
I don't think about it. He's the ruler. He's the president of China. I don't think about it. I simply would have you deal with what you have.
Another deadly virus outbreak, this time in Africa, where the top health agency has declared an Ebola outbreak in the Democratic Republic of Congo. At least 250 suspected cases and 65 deaths have been reported. More from CBS News medical correspondent Dr. Celine Gounder.
It's on the border with South Sudan and Uganda. You're dealing with gold miners, migrant workers, ADF militants in the area, which makes it harder for healthcare workers to do the contact tracing and the testing. So there are a lot of factors here that make this a pretty high-risk situation.
An Atlanta neighborhood is complaining about a Waymo invasion. CBS's Michael Wallace.
Each day, dozens of the autonomous cars circle the cul-de-sac at the end of Battleview Drive. The cars are empty and are not picking anyone up.
Yesterday morning, we had 50 cars that came through between 6 and 7.
This neighbor says when they put one of those kid-shaped neon green children at play signs in the road to block the Waymos.
We had at one point 8 Waymos that were stuck trying to figure out how to turn around.
Waymo says it is addressing the problem.
Just doesn't feel safe to have that traffic.
Michael Wallace, CBS News.
Supreme Court rejects Virginia's bid to restore a congressional map that would have given Democrats a chance to pick up 4 seats in the House of Representatives. This is CBS News.
Every Sunday, moderator Margaret Brennan goes face-to-face with top leaders to make you better informed. Face the Nation, Sunday on CBS and streaming on Paramount+.
Coming up, an escaped inmate caught at a public transit station. That's after Nate Connors at the real-time traffic desk.
And this one brought to us by the KIRO Newsradio App. Well, it appears the commute has peaked. We're beginning to see volumes thin down in areas, not all areas. Tacoma to Olympia is still struggling at an hour and 10. You've got a 6-mile bumper-to-bumper backup through JBLM starting near Bridgeport, and then more scattered backups between Lacey and Olympia. This just hasn't budged all afternoon. Seattle to Federal Way, a half hour. You're slow from 405 to 516. South Center to Bellevue on 405 is a half hour. Bumper to bumper coming off I-5 up to the Renton Landing. 40 minutes through downtown Seattle on North 5. You've got a solid backup starting at Albro all the way to the Ship Canal. South 5 is heavy from Northgate to I-90. 35 minutes between Linwood and downtown. Excuse me, our lake bridges are all clear. Everett to Marysville at 25 minutes. You'll start to slow at Broadway, and that continues all the way into Marysville, and that turns into a parking lot just after the Snohomish River. Text the app to 888-973-5476 and download the KIRO Newsradio app. Listen to your favorite shows and get the latest news and updates sent straight to your phone. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
KIRO News Radio, 97.3 FM, Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
And good evening, I'm Aaron Granillo. Just in, health officials now say there is a 4th person in King County being monitored for hantavirus linked to that outbreak on a cruise ship. The person being monitored was not on the ship, rather seated near a passenger on a flight who later became ill. They are considered to be low risk for infection. They are not showing any symptoms. Meantime, Chelan County has confirmed a case of hantavirus. That person, though, contracted the disease at home and is not connected to the cruise ship outbreak. The 25-year-old inmate who escaped from the Monroe Correctional Complex last night is now back in jail. KIRO News Radio's James Lynch has more.
The Washington Department of Corrections says the escapee, Samuel Evans Kimball, escaped around 11 last night. After receiving multiple tips from the public, Kimball was apprehended shortly after noon at the Linwood Transit Station without incident. DOC Communications Director Chris Wright.
Now that he's been apprehended, we'll move in to perform what's called a critical incident review and look into how exactly he was able to get out of the facility.
Kimball is now in the Snohomish County Jail facing a new escape charge and more time behind bars. In Monroe, James Lynch, KIRO News Radio.
A 42-year-old Auburn police officer faces felony charges involving a minor. The Pierce County Sheriff's Internet Crimes Against Children units took the officer into custody at the Auburn police station today. Deputy Carly Capetto says the arrest was carefully coordinated.
We felt that arresting him at that location would be the safest location for the public and the community.
He was arrested on suspicion of felony immoral communication with a minor. The officer will stay in jail through this weekend. He's expected to face a judge on Monday. A Jamaican man is sentenced to 3 years in prison for a lottery scam that drained more than $600,000 from a retiree in Southwest Washington. Prosecutors say 34-year-old Richard Carty posed as a Publishers Clearinghouse rep, promising millions, then collecting cash for fake fees. The scheme lasted years and cost the victim her life savings. Carty was arrested in Jamaica, extradited in 2025, and pleaded guilty earlier this year. To your forecast now, we are seeing mostly cloudy skies tonight, some showers for tomorrow, followed by chance for some thunderstorms in the afternoon, partly cloudy and mainly dry on Sunday. Right now, 53 degrees in downtown Seattle. I'm Aaron Granillo, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news, serving Western Washington and the world with the KIRO Newsradio app. Always streaming live on your smart speakers. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
It's a Friday. Can we do my Friday? Can we?
I ain't worried about it.
There we go. Yep. Zach Brown. Nice.
Your TV is lying 'cause the world ain't on fire and the only thing burning gets me higher, higher, higher. I ain't worried about
It's me this weekend, baby. Rip it up. Come on, Joe.
Look, just don't know this one. Oh, I got this. Love, love, love.
Dear Casey. All right. I mean, puts me in a good mood. Thank you. Appreciate that. Thank you. Can we do Altman?
Yes.
Yeah, Sam Altman is, he's supposed to be the whiz kid behind AI. Some of even the people that work with him say he can't be trusted. And he is taken AI, been sued by Musk. Musk was one of the original guys that threw in money on this thing because the whole idea was OpenAI was going to be open to the public. They're not going to be charged. It's not going to get privatized. It's not going to have anything sold on the market. It's going to be there for everybody. Everyone's going to love AI. And then Altman gets sued because he goes and turns it into a profit center. And some of the stuff that Sam Altman has been accused of, even people that know him well, and the fact that he even said that in an interview in 2023, Sam Altman from the San Francisco Standard said, Altman himself said that, quote, no single individual should be trusted, close quote. And he himself have the stuff that this guy has done. Sam Altman may control our future, but can he be trusted? This is almost every article that I come across, and that's from the New Yorker. Remember a couple of weeks ago, somebody threw a Molotov cocktail at his house, tried to burn that down.
Yes, and then somebody shot at it.
Shot at the house as well. And I think the note that was left behind, no data centers, no AI centers, because the people concerned about energy and water.
By the way, his first product that he was ever part of making was a stupid app that was called Looped, and it's basically supposed to keep your friends looped in on your location. So it's just location sharing.
Yeah, it was early on. And when somebody said, and the only way it works is if you have a lot of people on it.
Yeah.
If you only have 500 people on it, it doesn't make any sense. So somebody looked at it and said, Sam, your app only has 500. And he says, no, that's not true. It's got 10 times that.
And it turned out to be 400. But that company got sold by some venture capitalist company, and although it was completely unprofitable and they ended up shutting it down, one of the venture capitalists that thought he had something was Peter Thiel, right. And he brought him into his venture capitalist company, and then essentially made him a salesman.
Right, and then he launched a couple of other ones along the way, and then ended up now he's got AI. So it was supposed to be public. Now he wants to make a whole bunch of money off it, and he's got everything that you need for AI. You have to have energy, you got to have insurance, you got to have funding for the thing, and then you get the federal government involved as well, giving him the backstop to make sure that everything's going to be cleared for Sam Altman. And
deregulated
everything. Yeah. Here is the $1 trillion promises.
OpenAI has committed to spend over $1 trillion on AI infrastructure over the next 8 years, despite only bringing in around $13 billion.
This is the guy doing the report on Altman's promises.
There's a year in recurring revenue, less than 1% of what they're promising to spend. I'm no money genius, and that doesn't seem great. Most of the supposed growth in the American economy in 2025 was caused by investment in AI. That's all part of a promise being made by the industry, led by Sam Altman, that once a certain level of machine learning intelligence is reached, all of our problems will be solved.
The housing crisis, cancer, poverty, climate change, mental health, democracy, universal basic income, cure a bunch of diseases, this cancer and that.
This is Altman going through a list of everything AI is going to do.
One in heart disease.
Helping you try to accomplish your goals and be your best.
Very high quality healthcare. Important new scientific discoveries. The marginal cost of energy are going to trend rapidly towards zero. The more equal world.
Universal extreme wealth for everybody.
In exchange for all that, Altman is asking all of society to put all of our eggs, our data, our economy, our water and resources, everything, into one basket. His. He's offering us one massive, just trust me, bro. So, should we trust Altman? Should we accept his deal? Is it even our choice?
Not anymore.
Yes. Oh my God. So, the first part, which I think I stopped, you didn't quite get. So you look at the revenue, which was, I don't know, what they say, $8 billion or something like that.
$13 billion.
$13 billion, right? But you need $1 trillion. So this guy's like, look, you don't have anywhere near the revenue to build this thing out. But so then you get, where are you going to get the money for the energy part of it?
Altman says again and again that OpenAI needs more power. The, quote, audacious long-term goal is to build 250 gigawatts of capacity by 2033.
Listen to this.
That much compute will require as much electricity as 1.5 billion people, the equivalent of the entire population of India. But Altman has a solution. Since they first met in the early 2000s, Peter Thiel and Sam Altman have had a shared interest: investing in nuclear power. Which isn't inherently bad, of course. Nuclear can be an extremely efficient and clean form of energy.
Yeah.
But Thiel and Altman want to own it. Altman is invested in Helion and Oklo. Helion is working to build the first ever nuclear fusion power plant.
So you own the nuclear power plants. Mm-hmm. So you own the energy. You own that part of it.
A type of energy creation that many scientists say won't work. And Oklo is building microreactors, literally truck-sized nuclear reactors, which is a bit concerning considering this investment strategy.
Part of our model is make the cost of mistakes really low and then make a lot of mistakes.
That's kind of the theme of this show. Okay, then you need insurance.
Altman is also invested in multiple companies offering protection against AI bad actors, identity verification to prevent deepfakes, and even companies offering insurance for losses due to AI scams.
You own the insurance company that would be paying out in case the company that also owns the insurance company hurts you.
And by the way, so he essentially claims that he makes no money from OpenAI. That he gets his health insurance through that company, but he doesn't take a profit.
Right.
So he makes a profit in all these other ways.
Hacking. That's like Batman not making any money off of crime fighting, but then selling Batmobile drove into my house insurance. While also running the Uber for henchmen startup that the Riddler uses and selling the Joker white makeup.
Okay, so you get the idea. And then there's one other part of it. You get funding for it.
One other big promise Altman makes is that when the AI he sees as inevitable makes many jobs obsolete, it'll create so much wealth.
Okay, this is spooky. So Altman's like, look, yes, whatever the percentage was of people are going to be out of work in 10 years.
90% they think when we reach UBI.
Okay, so that's where the machine is thinking on its own. You don't need to program it. It's just running everything. So don't worry about it if you don't have a job, because you're going to be able to go to this little orb. Did you just watch the video? You go to this orb and you let it take a picture of your eye, and then it knows who you are and knows everything about you, and then it just starts to send you Bitcoin, traceable, untraceable, or world coin. They create this actual currency. And then every month, it's going to spit out money to you.
Can be shared with everyone, just like his smaller scale. One other big promise Altman makes is that when the AI he sees as inevitable makes many jobs obsolete, it'll create so much wealth that it can be shared with everyone. Supposedly offer that shared abundance.
WorldCoin.
WorldCoin. WorldCoin. WorldCoin.
WorldCoin is a technology company and cryptocurrency funded by all the usual suspects of techno-fascism.
Thiel and the rest of the gang there. Okay. So.
WorldCoin's backers say it can be a way to give out some form of universal basic income when AI starts replacing jobs.
I think this idea that we have a global currency that is outside of the control of any government is a super logical and important step on the tech tree.
But it also sells itself as a solution to identity verification problems created by AI. They want to use these orbs as a method of trusted identity check. And you don't get your universal basic income until you scan your eyes into the orb.
Oh my God. bizarre. And then in one of these, sorry about that.
We got it.
Yes, okay. And then one of the interviews, his, I guess, CFO was up on stage, and she was asked about, all of these steps. And then they said, well, how's the federal government involved? And she's, and then she kind of, if you were to, take a piece of rope and tie it around one word and then the other word, then you try to pull the two things, the sentence together, which he was basically saying is that the federal government is backing all of this.
Yes.
Just like the federal government backing savings and loans, right? FDIC, right? We're backing that loan, we're backing this, we're backing that. That AI and the federal government will make sure that it doesn't fail, that it's all there, and if they run into problems, don't worry, it's going to have the backing of the federal government.
Well, and here's two reasons why they've done that. So if you remember Trump's first day in the second inauguration, he and Sam Altman and the guy from Oracle, Ellison, and a few of these other head honchos in the AI world all stood next to him. And they said, we're going to make $1 trillion investment in AI technology in the United States. It's called Project Stargate. So in exchange for that, that $1 trillion investment commitment, basically all regulation for AI and for data centers and everything else was stripped away. And they keep trying. There's a couple of them that have been stonewalled by guys like Thomas Massey, but for the most part, these are just getting through. And so regulation is stripped away. The ones that the data centers are running into a little trouble because Massey keeps catching them trying to slip these things through. There was one in the big, beautiful bill.
Yeah, I have the sound of that one.
Yeah.
Let me give you another example of where this is happening.
This is Massey
these data
from Kentucky.
centers.
By the way, the reason Massey's in the news, and we're talking about him, because they are going after him to kick him out of Congress. There's I think he was a Navy SEAL? He's running against a 63-year-old guy who doesn't have a whole lot of experience, but he's getting tons and tons, millions and millions of dollars coming in to support Massey's opponent. Massey has lost the Golden Seal from Donald Trump. Trump wants him out now because Massey ends up being the sand in the gears for everything that they're trying to do.
Yeah, he gets the Epstein Files Transparency Act passed, and now he's the problem with these AI
Right,
bills.
so they want him out of there. And then so here he is talking about the data centers.
So twice I have seen and stopped special provisions from being inserted into U.S. law to help data centers over all other types of businesses. In the big, beautiful bill, Marjorie Taylor Greene and I noticed that there was a couple pages that would give immunity for these data centers from state law, like all state law, but also went down to the local level, including planning and zoning. So in other words, they were trying to get in the big, beautiful bill a federal law that wouldn't just trample states' rights, abilities to regulate AI, but it would trample your local city commission or planning commission or county commission from being able to decide where the smokestacks and the cul-de-sacs go and keeping them separate. And so we fought and got that taken out of the bill. The margin of passing the big, beautiful bill was so slim that we were able to insist that they take that out there. Marjorie withheld her vote until they took it out.
I mean, the powers that be are all in on AI, and they're racing against China with AI. So one, you need energy. Two, you need water. Then you need funding. And where are you going to get all that?
Well, they also know that the investments in AI is what's holding the economy up right now.
Right. There's nothing underneath it, but everybody's in on it, hoping at some point it all pays
and
off.
If that bubble bursts, it's going to be a really bad day.
I have a dumb question.
Okay. Join the crowd.
Yeah. Are monopolies just not a thing that we're worried about anymore? Like one guy who controls the whole system?
We're okay with public school monopolies. You're talking about, well, like, give me an example.
Like if it's Altman and Thiel who are kind of have their fingers in all of the networks.
Well, there's other AI, but there's other AIs that are out there, right?
There's 4 big ones, and because this is a race with China, presumably, so who's going to reach AGI or the ultimate establishment of artificial intelligence first? They have about 4 big companies that are doing R&D. They're just research and development, testing on all of us, testing it in every computer piece of software. So they're letting them go haywire. There will come a day when somebody is going to kind of be the top dog, and the rest will just be irrelevant.
They were pretty, you could think about it. The last couple of times they've tried to, they don't want monopolies, right? So they did it with Spirit Airlines. They broke that one up, and that worked out well for everybody.
For like the 7 and 8 airlines,
right? And then they also remember Safeway, right? They broke that one up, and Albertson. That's really working out well for people too. So they're very, very suspicious. And they could do anything. The elected officials do whatever they need to do in order to satisfy the unions. So that's primarily where you see them going in there when it comes to monopolies. But remember the great big brouhaha with Microsoft. And occasionally, it all depends on where you are. As long as you can show that there's other people that are in positions that can get into the marketplace, and you're not screwing the customers out of the ability to be able to have choices. They're always on the lookout to break up monopolies. But right now, AI is not the only. Well, there's like 5 primary AIs that are all racing.
OpenAI, which is ChatGPT, XAI, which is Elon Musk's company, Grok, which is part of XAI.
Right.
Then there's Google AI. I can't remember what they call it, Gemini, I believe. Yep. And then there's Claude, which is part of Anthropic. So those are the big players. And eventually, they'll probably merge if one of them achieves their goal.
Yeah. But it's frightening to see the speed in which all this stuff is moving.
And it's all, in the last year. And they're just trying to sneak all this stuff in. So there's all these little bills. The other one he was talking about, it was like a judiciary committee. And they spent a couple hours, just speed running these bills. And he noticed that there was one snuck in there that nobody else had any idea was in there. And he asked AI about it, and they said, whoa, this is bad. And all of a sudden, he was able to get that one flipped too.
But don't worry, no one's going to take your job.
You sure?
Nobody catches the curse words like you do. Here comes Nate checking traffic. Nathan.
Thanks, John. If you're heading to the Mariners 6:40 game or the Seattle Rain 7 p.m. match, this is what you're looking at. South 5, bumper to bumper from Northgate Way to I-90, taking you a half hour between Linwood and downtown. North 5, or bumper to bumper at Albro Place to the Columbia Tower, is going to catch a nice little break through the heart of downtown. And then it's thick again from Mercer to the Ship Canal. 35 minutes to get through all this. Both directions of the downtown tunnels have heavy volumes. The lake bridges are clear. Westbound 520 jams up at Montlake Boulevard. Westbound 90, you're a little crowded heading through the Mount Baker Tunnel. Tacoma to Olympia, we're down to an hour for the first time in 4 hours. A 6-mile backup remains through JBLM starting at Bridgeport, and then another backup heading into Olympia. Everett to Marysville at 25 minutes, and you're bumper to bumper between Highway 2 and 529. Text app APP to 888-973-5476 to download the KIRO Newsradio app. Listen to your favorite shows and get the latest news and updates sent straight to your phone. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
There might be part of your houses that aren't functioning correctly, and I'm going to explain it. It might be, like, for instance, the closet. You're like, well, the closet, how can the closet not function? Let me give you an example. You open the door of the closet and you can't find anything because it's so jam-packed. Or you go to put something in there and there's just no room for it. That's a non-functioning closet. It's too much stuff. And you think, well, it's because I just have too much stuff. Maybe I have to go get a storage unit. No. And the same thing with the garage. Maybe you can't fit the car in there because it's just stuff isn't put away. Well, I'm going to go to Home Depot or whatever. I'm going to get some shelves, put some shelves up. No, you're not. Come on. The amount of work that's going to take, and it just looks crappy. You want to have something customized. You really want it to work. You want it to be just for your home. And that's where Closets by Design comes in. You get the designer that comes in, can see all the problems that you have, and then truly just for your space, they customize without the big price. 40% off plus an additional 15% off. Way to go, Closets by Design. And 18 months, 0% financing on approved credit when paid in full. 1-800-BY-DESIGN. That's 1-800-BY-DESIGN. CloSetsByDesign.com.
The G and Ursula Show.
Prices in the Seattle area jumped nearly 5% in April.
Weekdays 9 to noon.
Well above the national inflation rate of 3.8%. So, in other words, we're paying more than much of the rest of America is right now.
It feels like a treadmill. that continues to get faster and faster and faster, but somebody keeps speeding it up and increasing the incline.
She and Ursula. Watch live or later on the KIRO News Radio YouTube channel.
Joe Fallon did something smart. He saved hundreds on auto insurance switching to Progressive. With that money, he commissioned a portrait of himself. Does Joe already know what he looks like? Yes. Do guests know what he looks like? Also yes. But not as art. It's Joe's savings, and if he wants to spend it on a velvet painting of himself with a white tiger at his feet, we say, roar, Joe, roar. Switch and see if you could save with Progressive and treat yourself. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
I know that hiring can be challenging. You need someone to match your role perfectly. Well, now you can meet them fast on ZipRecruiter.
Build your team, build it sooner. Meet your match on ZipRecruiter.
Just head to ZipRecruiter.com/free right now to try it for free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Meet your match on ZipRecruiter. Try it free.
Hey, you know Earthwise Salvage in Soto? That really cool place with all the amazing doors, windows, and other treasure? Great news! They just opened a brand new location nearby. The Salvage Lumber Warehouse is ready to serve as a central resource for contractors, builders, home DIYers, and hobbyist woodworkers, providing access to clean, de-nailed lumber ready for reuse, flooring, beams, siding, mantles, live edge slabs, and so much more. All harvested from structures, not forests. Visit EWSalvage.com.
Welcome to this week's Puget Sound Express Whale Report. According to naturalists from Puget Sound Express, the T49A family of Biggs orcas has been the story of the past week. The T49As are one of our largest orcapods, and they spent much of the past week near San Juan Island. A new calf recently joined the family, T49A7, the seventh offspring of 40-year-old mother T49A, Nan. Amazingly, all 7 of her calves are still alive. Family-run Puget Sound Express offers daily guaranteed whale watching tours departing from Edmonds, Seattle's most popular and well-reviewed whale tours. And don't forget, Puget Sound Express now offers a new all-day tour that includes a 2-hour stop on San Juan Island. Orcas, gray whales, humpbacks, minke whales, and so much more. Don't miss out on your chance to see whales in the wild. Family-run Puget Sound Express guarantees you'll see whales or your next trip is absolutely free. Book online at PugetSoundExpress.com.
Did you know that most people wait 6 or 7 years before they buy a new TV? That's a lot of time in front of one TV. So why not get one of the best sets for the next 7 years, like one of the top-rated Samsung, LG, or Sony models? Too expensive? What if you could get up to $1,000 trade-in for your old set? Who would do a stupid deal like this? Right now, at Video Only, you can get big bucks for your old set as a trade-in and a hot price on the new models. Don't be sorry. Check out Video Only.
Running a small business means juggling a lot. Your network has to handle it all. That's where a fiber-only provider falls short. You need a partner who gives you a greater advantage. Introducing the Total Solutions Advantage only from Comcast Business. A first-ever combination of the largest, fastest fiber-powered network, the most reliable Wi-Fi, gig speeds with equipment and security included, and a 5-year price lock. Plus, it's all backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee. The Total Solutions Advantage only from Comcast Business. A new standard for small business with reliability, security, and savings in one. Switch today. Get started with a great offer as low as $60 a month. When you add it all up, no one does business like Comcast Business.
Offer ends 6/1/26. New customers only. Requires 300 megabits per second internet and security edge. 1-year agreement, eco-bill, and autopay required. Equipment, taxes, and fees extra. Most reliable Wi-Fi based on Open Signal Awards USA Fixed Broadband Experience Report, May 2025.
KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good evening. I'm Aaron Granillo. The Seattle King County Public Health Department says it is monitoring a 4th person now for hantavirus. KIRO 7 TV's El Thomas reports this is linked to that outbreak on a cruise ship.
The person was not on the ship, but they were on a flight from Johannesburg to Amsterdam with a sick passenger before takeoff. They were not seated near the sick person, and they're asymptomatic.
And separately in Chelan County, one person is confirmed to have hantavirus, but this is not connected to that cruise ship outbreak. Health officials believe this person contracted the disease at home with a particular strain that does not appear to spread person to person. President Trump says China is making a major purchase from Boeing as the U.S. looks to ease trade tensions with Beijing.
A lot of great trade deals, including over 200 planes from Boeing with a promise of 750 planes, which will be by far the largest order ever.
And tonight, Boeing confirms China will purchase 200 planes. It is the company's largest single sale to China in nearly a decade. Meanwhile, Washington Congressman Adam Smith says he is aligned with President Trump on Taiwan. China warned of possible clashes if that situation is not handled properly. Smith, the top Democrat on the House Armed Services Committee, tells CNN the president is taking the right approach on the issue.
We don't talk about that. It is strategic ambiguity. We are not committed to the defense of Taiwan, but we're also saying that we won't. I think it's the right policy. To go one way or the other is to risk an increase of tension.
Secretary of State Marco Rubio later warned it would be a mistake for China to take Taiwan by force. Former Washington Governor Christine Gregoire is blasting Olympia's strategy to balance the state's budget and generate revenue. More from KIRO Newsradio's Luke Ducey.
The highest estate tax in the country, a capital gains tax, and now a 9.9% income tax on millionaires. Christine Gregoire went after Democrats during a Q&A with the Association of Washington Business that claims 25% of businesses across the state are now thinking about leaving.
When they leave, they stop paying cap gains. When they leave, they stop giving significantly to philanthropy. So do you understand, do you see the consequences of what you're doing? And the answer is no.
Luke Ducey, KIRO News Radio.
Let's go now to the real-time traffic desk. Check in with Nate Connors.
Thanks, Aaron. Subaru of Puyallup has the update. Here in Seattle, South 5, you're bumper to bumper from Northgate to I-90. Plan on a half hour from Linwood into downtown. North 5, we are struggling bumper to bumper from Albro Place to the Columbia Towers. You'll catch a break and then bumper to bumper from Mercer to the Ship Canal Bridge. 35 minutes to get through all this. Seattle to Federal Way, just under a half hour now. You're slow from about South 188 down past 516. Bellevue to Renton, 25 minutes. North 405 slows from South Center to the VMAX. So South Center to Bellevue is a 25-minute trip. Westbound 18, we're bumper to bumper between the Valley Freeway and I-5 and Tacoma to Olympia down to 55 minutes. You got a 6-mile backup through JBLM starting by Bridgeport. You got a new crash, though, near Berkeley, blocking the HOV lane. With the high gas prices, now is the time to buy a hybrid or all-electric at Subaru of Puyallup. Great selection and pricing are at your stress-free dealership, SubaruofPuyallup.com. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
Still mostly cloudy skies, but a couple of sun breaks out there as well. For tomorrow, some showers in the morning, chance for some thunderstorms in the afternoon, partly cloudy and dry by Sunday. Right now, 52 degrees in downtown Seattle. I'm Aaron Granillo, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
It's that time again. Teeny, I believe you know exactly what to do. There you go. Spinning the giant wheel. It is a colorful wheel. The names of all the players are on the wheel. Lisa C. Aaron is staying. Lights up as it goes along, and it lands on me. Oh. I'm going to steal a page from Aaron. Find an Easter egg.
If you have any Easter eggs left over in your house, I feel like you'd know about it when you walked in the room.
I don't think that's true. The egg I found at Aaron's house is from 3 years ago.
Oh.
I don't know if you celebrate Easter over there.
Yeah.
You do?
Yeah.
Kids like that.
Yeah. Kids like it.
Jumping on all the other holidays.
We dye the eggs.
Okay.
We do that. We hide them.
Mm-hmm.
We have a community.
We got Passover just before.
That's true.
Yeah. Well, isn't there another big Jewish holiday coming up?
Why do you always do this to me?
Come on.
There's a Jewish holiday every other week.
Okay. Still time to shop.
Yeah.
You know, there is a big one coming up. Come on. You got bar mitzvah.
Gosh. I mean, I can find it
What's
for
the joke about, like, we never go to a synagogue again, get bar mitzvah?
Oh, yeah. It says, how do you get a rat out of the synagogue is you give it a bar mitzvah. Because the old joke is, once you have your bar mitzvah, you rarely go back to synagogue after that.
There you go. Thank
Yeah.
you. All right. Yes, hard-boiled egg, an Easter egg found at Aaron's house, and I get it and then take the shell off and then just eat it right there. There we go. And Aaron's going to look up the holiday. So there is one of the recipes for you. That I find that in the book, the Leatherbound book. That's from Wilcox Family Farms. All the great eggs provided for you from Wilcox, but then we give you the special recipes. Feed the whole family with. Yes?
Shavuot.
That's what I was thinking.
That's the one you're thinking of, huh?
Top of right at the end of the tongue. Yeah. And it is for what?
The holiday marks the end of the counting of the Omer. It recalls Moses' receiving of the Torah.
Yep.
And the Megillah of Ruth is read. Dairy food, honey, and floral decorations are traditional.
There we go.
There you have it.
All right, thank you. It's also
good Shabbos, by the way.
Right back at you there.
Yes.
Yeah. All right. It's fun if you watch. It's fun if you watch some of the ongoing battles in California for the mayor race, the mayoral race there, and then also for governor. And a lot of crazy folks are running for the governor, but then also a couple of crazy folks also running to be mayor of L.A. The fact that Karen Bass wants to be mayor again, she's done such a bang-up job. There's no reason she shouldn't run again. There's a guy by the name of Spencer Pratt. You might remember him from the reality.
The Hills, I think it was.
Was The Hills the name of the reality television show? He's actually doing really well because he's coming in there and he's just like, look, hey, she's horrible and that woman's crazy and it's just me. You know why? He's actually, I think he's polling second.
Yeah, he lost his house in the fires,
right.
And so that's kind of that's what he's running on essentially. Everything else too, but that was his big. Her lack of ability to get the permitting and everything else.
His house burned down, and now he's got I'm living in this trailer. Yeah,
but he's been living at the Beverly Hills Hilton, and his permanent residence is in Santa Barbara. So the trailer, I think, is to make sure that he has an address so he can.
He also says that if he wins, he will hire a camera crew and not his entire thing, but he will basically a reality television show about being the mayor of LA.
Yeah, he's already signed a contract on that. I think for the first couple of months or maybe a year.
Good for him. Here's Karen Bass going. This I think is from today or yesterday. She's doing some, bring the press there, and she's making some announcement about something. She's standing in looks like a dirty old field, and some guy has decided he just wants to make sure that Karen knows. I'm pretty sure this guy is not undecided.
Inside Safe, we have spent how much, Karen? How much? $400 million to house, 1,500 people permanently? You are a failure. An absolute failure. And you come here for your little media event. You have failed the city of LA, Karen.
So he's behind the cameras. I'm counting about 8 cameras. They're all set up. It's a basic press gaggle thing. She's got a little podium there. She's going to make some speech about something. And this guy's just yelling at her. I would say he is probably just about 30 feet away from where she is.
Less.
We are spending hundreds of thousands per person in Inside Safe.
This is not Spencer Pratt, by the way. It's just a concerned citizen.
Half of them end up back out on the street. The city is filthy. You've cut funding for everything. You've cut funding for street services, for street lighting, for sanitation. Don't touch me. Please don't touch me. You could be nice. I don't care about your media event.
At least he's concerned. And then there's a crazy one. So Tom Steyer, billionaire who made his money in dirty coal, he is standing on stage, has all of the charisma of like a brown paper bag that somebody has scrunched up and then thrown in the garbage and then put coffee grounds on top of.
As if Bob Ferguson was a billionaire.
Yes, right. So there's Steyer on stage giving some super boring speech. And this guy, I guess they figured, hey, this thing get viral. So there's Steyer on stage. Looks like at a high school or something. He's on one of those stages. And Town hall. This guy runs in from the side and poor Steyer. I do feel bad for him because
examples of how big it is. Listen 1 second. Tom Steyer.
Now this guy comes running in from the left side. His jacket is kind of off. He's got his shirt is sort of all askew. It looks like he had a tie on. He's pulled that down, and his hair's all messed up. And he says,
"Hit me with his car in the parking lot. He ran over me, and I'm injured, and I don't know what to do."
And Steyer's like, I didn't run him over in the parking lot. And then all of a sudden, this guy who's like 2 rows from the front stands up, good-looking guy, got a blue blazer on, stands up and says,
No, he ran over me with his car and I'm injured.
Has this ever happened to you?
This guy turns, looks right at the camera. There's a camera taking a video of him, and he says, this ever happened to you?
You might be entitled to a large cash sum. Call me the Fixer Lawyer. Visit www.thefixerlawyer.com. And you won't pay unless you collect. Period. Ellipses. That sentence is not true.
So right in the middle of his speech, they just, a little bit of guerrilla theater. The guy's obviously not a lawyer. The whole thing was just made up. Why not? Just show up, just California. Just show up at somebody's speech and then either scream at Karen Bass like the one guy, or just have fun with the fact that there's Tom Steyer and nobody seems to care what he's talking about. So why not go viral with it?
It's like a WWE storyline.
Yeah,
just
that
cutting a promo.
Yeah, that's all that matters. This helps Tom? No. Self-funny. I talked to a guy on Wednesday in San Francisco. I go, what's Tom Steyer like? He goes, I saw him at this like super rich, car auction or car display. I forget where it was. The cars are all like 10 million, $5 million cars and stuff. I went up and I said, hey, Tom Steyer, right? And Tom Steyer went, no, I'm not. I'm Bob Murphy. He goes, no, you're not. You're Tom Steyer. No, I'm not. No, I am not. I am not. I'm Bob Murphy. He's like, no, I know who you are. And then he said, he and his wife pulled up their phones, saw what his wife looked. I said, that's him. Like, why is he lying?
Yeah, your wife's right
because
there.
Because he doesn't want to be, he wants to be a man of the people. He doesn't want to be seen at this thing. So.
What an idiot.
Oh, come on. What a maroon.
Have you ever tried that? Someone said, hey, you're John Curley, and you didn't want to talk. And you're like, no, I'm Bob Murphy.
Nope. I'm owning it.
You are?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll take any kind of celebrity. We need the celebrities to drink some dog urine. All right, call me a celebrity. I'll have another cup. Here's Nick checking traffic.
Seattle Sports has the update. South 5 into Seattle. Still heavy from Northgate down to I-90. It's a half hour from Linwood into Seattle. North 5 are bumper to bumper at Albro to Columbia Towers, and then thick again from Mercer to the Ship Canal. We're down a little bit to a half hour to get through downtown. Bellevue to Renton's at 25 minutes. It is packed at Southeast 8th to Cold Creek Parkway, and then things begin to thin out for you. North 405 down to scattered slowing between South Center and the VMAC. Tacoma to Olympia still about 55 minutes. We're down though to a 4-mile really heavy backup through JBLM starting near Gravely Lake Drive. We cleared that crash near Berkeley already. It's on your right shoulder. And Everett to Marysville down just a few to a 20-minute trip. Scattered backups from Broadway up to 528 in Marysville. Search Seattle Sports on YouTube and click subscribe to get fresh video content daily. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
I move mountains for a living. Literally. That means I don't carry hand lotion, and when it comes to serious heartburn, I don't mess around with anything but Rolaids. Rolaids' dual-active formula has calcium carbonate and magnesium hydroxide that relieves heartburn fast. Yeah, you heard right. 2 actives for that powerful relief. And the best part? The roll fits right here in my pocket, so I can get back to moving mountains.
Rolade spells powerful relief. Read each label. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
Wendy's new Biggie Deals lets you choose whatever you're in the mood for. It's like a music mixing board of deals, and you're the producer. Go with some chill folk music with a JBC in the $4 Biggie Bite snack. Try the drum and bass of deals with a double stack and a $6 Biggie Bag. Or go full-on sandwich symphony with an $8 Biggie Bundle, the grand finale of snacking. And the best part? They all come with napkins. $4, $6, and $8 Biggie Deals how you want them at Wendy's.
Price and participation may vary. Single items at regular price. Prices may be higher in Alaska, California, and Hawaii.
You could sleep through the night without thinking twice. You could take a seat in the middle of the theater. You could drive without worry of where the next restroom is. You used to say yes, and somewhere along the way, you stopped. Not because of one big moment, because of 100 small ones. A little more urgency, one more trip to the bathroom at 2 a.m., one more mental note about where the restroom is. It happened slowly enough that it just became you. But it's not you. It's enlarged prostate, and there's a treatment called aquablation therapy, the only ultrasound-guided robotic-assisted therapy for enlarged prostate. Find an aquablation therapist near you. Call Aquablation Seattle at 206-666-2466. 206-666-2466. That's 206-666-2466. All surgical treatments carry risks, and results may vary. Side effects may include urinary symptoms, mild pain, ejaculatory dysfunction, or infection. In rare cases, complications to the urethra and rectum may occur. Aquablation therapy may not be right for everyone. Talk to your urologist to learn more. Visit aquablationseattle.com.
Held over due to popular demand. This is your opportunity to save up to 40 to 80% on a hot tub or swim spa. This weekend only, today through Sunday. Washington State Fairgrounds Event Center. Be advised, this is your opportunity to save up to 40 to 80% on a hot tub or swim spa. This weekend only, today through Sunday. Washington State Fairgrounds Event Center. 18-month interest-free financing. Our factories have demanded we sell 1,000 hot tubs and swim spas this weekend. Washington State Fairgrounds Event Center. Huge factory incentives, factory rebates, this weekend only. Washington State Fairgrounds Event Center. We can remove your old hot tub. Free delivery of your new hot tub. Deep, deep discounts. Washington State Fairgrounds Event Center. Free delivery of your new hot tub. Just relax and enjoy. Washington State Fairgrounds Event Center. Today, 2 p.m. to 8 p.m. Saturday, 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. Sunday, 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Free admission. Free delivery. Washington State Fairgrounds Event Center. Call 833-SPA-SALE or visit hottubandSwimSpaSale.com.
Do you get sinus infections, congestion, sinus pressure and pain, sinus headaches? You've gone to the doctor. You visit urgent care over and over again. And it's always the same thing, right? Oh, I know. Let's try antibiotics and some nasal sprays. But they just keep coming back. You may suffer with chronic sinus infections. The good news? Relief is possible. How? A minimally invasive procedure called the Sinusoft procedure, available only at the Modern Nose Clinic. Imagine a procedure so delicate there are no narcotics. Less cutting means less bleeding, so no packing, and no operating room. The Sinusoft procedure is designed for the clinic. If you suffer with chronic sinus infections, facial pain, pressure, and congestion, find out if the Sinusoft procedure, available only at the Modern Nose Clinic, is the solution for you. Call and set an appointment today. 206-388-2770. 206-388-2770. That's 206-388-2770.
Download to see if you qualify. Not all customers will qualify. Transfer fees may apply. No Albert subscription required. Albert is not a bank. Albert Instant Loans are issued by FinWise Bank, member FDIC. Not an actual client. Terms apply.
Kylie, what's wrong? I just got hit with a car repair bill. I'm behind on rent, and I feel like I can never save any money.
Have you tried the Albert app? Albert is your financial assistant, helping you find ways to save and create custom budgets to actually grow your money. Plus, you can get up to $10,000 for big expenses, or advance up to $1,000 fast when you need cash right away.
Albert can get me up to $10,000?
Exactly. Albert spots you in a pinch and helps you grow your money in the long run.
I'm downloading Albert right now.
Download the Albert app and use promo code COVER to borrow up to $10,000 for whatever you need. The Albert app helps you budget better and save more money so you reach your financial goals faster. Download the Albert app right now and use promo code COVER to borrow up to $10,000. Use code COVER to borrow up to $10,000.
Holy smokes! The On Cruise Adventures Rick Riz Show.
What happened at the ballpark yesterday?
Sparky's sitting on my scorebook here, my cat.
Friday mornings at 8:15 on Seattle's Morning News.
With the high gas prices, now is the time to buy a hybrid or all-electric at Subaru of Puyallup. Great selection and pricing are at your stress-free dealership, SubaruofPuyallup.com.
Looking for the best deal on a new home? Discover the D.R. Horton Home of the Week. With new home communities from Lacey to Stanwood, D.R. Horton has the right home for the best value. Visit drhorton.com. D.R. Horton, America's builder, an equal housing opportunity builder.
The John Curley Show mailbag is brought to you by Advanced Hair Restoration.
Thank you, Advanced Hair. Thank you, Sean. All right, we're waiting for Joe on his way back here. Thank everybody for their continued support of the Muckleshoot Casino Resort text line. Your text is coming in. Their text means a lot to us here at KIRO Radio. Oh, there it is. Thank you, Joe. He's stalling. Okay. Hello to Mrs. B and to Kev over in West Seattle. Hey-o. Shout out to the kids. All right, let's see. Hudson, you got something you want to say? Okay, that's good. Yep.
On a mailman to be
That's good.
On a mailman. Everything new. On a mailman, bring the mail to you.
Oh. Ran out of paper. All right, we'll get to later today. First, take care of all the rest. Joe.
We'll start with Hey John Johnson on YouTube, who says, "We love you, John. Agreed 98% of the time.
Oh.
Also, look into the Georgia Guidestones and the max population of 500 million.
What is that?
I've heard of the Georgia Guidestones. It's just the weird...
Save it for Monday.
Okay.
Tina, the 425. John, without Joe, Nate, and Aaron, you wouldn't be as curly. Thanks for the Friday laughs. This Saturday, I'm not going to see those guys. I'm pretty much still going to be myself. But, of course,
Slightly less curly.
Not as curly-ish.
425 says, my favorite word is opulent.
Opulent.
Something that is exceptionally rich, luxurious, and heavily marked by a lavish, often ostentatious display of wealth. It highlights abundance and grandeur rather than just steady prosperity.
Let's try to use the word opulent at some point in the next 2 minutes. Stephen in the opulent 425 says, John Curley dated a linguist. She was a very cunning person. Put your mind in the gutter for that one.
Elliot on a ship in Texas says...
Oh, I get it. Oh,
my former bosses...
What the hell?
My former boss...
Again?
I didn't get it. My former boss is a linguist. He was a translator in the Vietnam War and a professor now. The military hires lots of linguists.
Joe, do I need to, break this one out for you on a whiteboard, the last one? Steve in 425. He's the guy that sends the dirty stuff in.
No, that was, I can't
Max in 425. I believe Cal's negative publicity about him not fist bumping Randy has caused to be a distraction and a burden. Wow. Still?
Apparently. Okay, I'm going to sneak this one in. Robert in the 206 says, Curly, you should look at Bob Ferguson's X posting today. Someone did a Babylon Bee type post about a crazy new law that was fake, and Ferguson is telling people to turn this person in. So
no.
Remember you asked me about the driving aimlessly?
Yeah.
So somebody posted that, and Ferguson said, fake letters about a fake new law regarding aimless driving are impersonating me and other governors. If you see this one, please report it to X and stop the spread of this fake information. What a joke.
That's a good response. UFO 253 says, guys, you've got to check out The Secret of the Skinwalker Ranch on History. Okay, wow.
I've seen something about
more
that.
work.
Doug in Mount Vernon says, so is George Norrie trying to boost his ratings prior to contract discussions?
Oh, wow. And Joey in the 360 says, love Joe's rabbit holes.
Aha.
And now it is time for the letter of the day.
Ferguson is an alien. Gee whiz.
I know. I wish we had more time. Paul and Sammamish,
yes.
finally back on the podium.
Okay.
He says, enough with the conspiracy theories. Joe has single-handedly lowered the level of trust in the Puget Sound region by 26%. Joe actually pointed me towards a video that inferred that John Curley's facelift procedure was actually a cover-up for John being replaced by reptilian humanoid programmed to do the bidding of hair transplant, the hair replacement industry, or big follicle, as they're more commonly known.
Aren't your eyes supposed to do weird things when you get the your reptilian?
Yeah. I haven't.
You haven't seen that? Oh yeah.
I did see the before and after on Dr. Stern's Instagram page.
Can you zoom in? I'll make him do like weird thing here.
Okay. Hang on.
Hold on.
Okay.
It's good for radio, everybody. People that aren't in the YouTube world. Right. I can't make it. There it is. How's that look? How's that? See?
Okay.
Huh? There we go. That's the best.
Reptilian.
Hey, but you folks that aren't on the YouTube, sorry about that.
It was funny, I promise.
Oh, good. Yeah, there you go. Fine. All right. Well, everybody have a fine, opulent weekend, would you, everyone? And I'll try to be as curly as I can without the rest of you guys.
Nicely done.
All right. That's it. That's all. Nate's got traffic. You know what? Let's do another hour. I'm sorry.
All right, fine.
That's all she wrote.
That's all she wrote.
Didn't write no
I meant until 7. That's
right.
I
She
meant.
left the
Good
globe.
Lord. Well, if we were to tape that, we could cut that part out. Here comes Nate checking traffic.
South 5, bumper to bumper from Northgate to I-90. It's a half hour from Linwood into downtown. North 5, solid from Albro, just past I-90, and then again from Mercer to the Ship Canal. Plan on a half hour to get through downtown on North 5. Northbound 405, still slow from South Center up to the VMAX. South Center to Bellevue, plan on 25 minutes. Federal Way to Tacoma, 15 minutes, but it's heavy. It's State Route 18 down to the Puyallup River Bridge before you catch a break. Westbound 18, we're bumper to bumper from the Valley Freeway over to I-5. Tacoma to Olympia down to 50 minutes. Still got about a 4-mile hefty backup through JBLM. And in Spanaway Loop Road is closed in both directions between Military Road and 149th Court due to, sadly, a fatality investigation. station. It's only a couple blocks long, but it's sending volumes to Military Road, and southbound State Route 7 is jam-packed, leaving 512. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
I know that hiring can be challenging. You need someone to match your role perfectly. Well, now you can meet them fast on ZipRecruiter.
Build your team, build it sooner. Meet your match on ZipRecruiter.
Just head to ZipRecruiter.com/free right now to try it for free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Meet your match on ZipRecruiter. Try it free.
Tired of hearing scary radio ads about the IRS? Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000 or $500,000, we have a solution. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS with zero risk to you. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with a BBB. End your tax nightmare today by visiting TRA.com or call 800-583-6681. That's 800-583-6681.
How would you like to invest in the Seattle real estate market, one of the hottest and most stable regions in the country, and achieve a great rate of return on your investment without the effort of sourcing a deal, the expense and time of building permits, or all the hassles that come with being a landlord? Hi, I'm Scott Rireka, CEO of Legacy Group Capital in Bellevue. Legacy Group Capital develops local real estate, lends money, and shares the profits with our investors. Diversify with Legacy Group Capital. Invest into our Northwest Fund, which is currently delivering 9% on a fixed rate term. It's our flagship fund for 19 years with zero investor losses. And yes, we do accept IRAs. Find out why 1,300 local investors have invested over $350 million.
Invest in the stability and ease of Legacy Group Capital's Northwest Fund. Legacy Group Capital at legacyg.com. This is not investment advice. Investments available to accredited investors only. Details at legacyg.com.
What if you could have the most reliable Wi-Fi? And get this, what if you could keep it at the same price for 5 years? That's the Xfinity 5-year price guarantee.
Just 5 years of fiber-powered Wi-Fi that boosts speeds to the devices that need them most.
That finds and fixes problems before you even notice them. Like super intelligent Wi-Fi with a 6th sense. And that keeps you gaming in the fast lane, even when the whole family's banking on bandwidth. And here's the best part. No annual contracts, no hidden fees, and our best equipment included.
Plus, get online in minutes with same-day Wi-Fi.
Hey, let's face it, a lot can change in 5 years. Kids grow taller, dreams grow bigger, but your Wi-Fi? It would stay reliable and the price would stay put. The Xfinity 5-year price guarantee. Lock in your price and unlock the possibilities. Xfinity, imagine that.
Select plans only. Restrictions apply. Powered by fiber, connected to the premises by coaxial cable. Actual speeds vary.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance tech at a university, he knows ordering from multiple suppliers takes time away from keeping their arena up and running. That's why he counts on Grainger to get everything he needs, from lighting and HVAC parts to plumbing supplies, all in one place. And with fast, dependable delivery, he's stocked and ready for the next tip-off. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
This deer season, John Deere wants to give you the home field advantage. We're bringing you the best offers of the season, whether that's cash off on select new machines or a shot at the ultimate Major League Baseball prize package. Because right now, you can enter for a chance to win an MLB All-Star experience for you and 3 friends, complete with travel and lodging for All-Star Week this July. Deer season is going on now through June 3rd. Visit johndeere.com/deer season to enter and view the offers and complete contest rules. Major League Baseball trademark.